It's me, Suze, coming to you from Crystal World 2019, home of the mysterious. Oh, look! The very unique orbs that aren't orbs. They say those are collection ships, small ones. Welcome to tonight's show, whoever you are. I'm the holistic stylist. I have a PhD in hair color like anybody gives a rat's ass. Should just stick to hair. But I was always interested in way more than hair. Like that scarab that nobody wants to talk about. Anybody want to tell me that's bullshit? Or this meteorite? Crammed together by celestial forces? Anybody, anybody? Step right up. And if you're wrong, we'll see who can stand on their head longer than the other one. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm Suze. All right, let's get rocking and rolling. Hang on. Stop that share, Mr. Wicks, dude. Hey, y'all. Let's just pull me across. Okay, so if you were with me on yesterday's show, I had the bright idea that I would journal in day by day the events of 2019. But what sucks about that is when there's so much action each day, you tend to focus on the present like you're supposed to, instead of living in the past. Hashtag secret space program my ass. Well, anyhow, past, present, and future all melds into one, you see. And so today, I will cover 2 days. That'd be January 2nd and January 3rd. And then tomorrow, I got no worries. I just live the day, come to you guys at night, and everything's rocking, right? Okay, first thing up on the list. You know, it was very interesting. Last night, basically, I did this video. No, not a watch party, TV Walker. We'll get to you in a minute. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Just open up another screen, right? Don't lose your place. We're cool. So many things to look at. I just rather open up another screen and run my slow computer into the ground. Okay, so where were we? Hey, is that a mouse in your pocket? Let's see. Nice song lyrics. Oh, yeah. We'll go on with that, too. And like we said, this is about our freedoms. So, I'm living out loud. It was mentioned tonight that basically people like me talk about absolutely nothing, but that's really not the truth. If you really sit and look at it and say, what the hell is going on that girl knows that we don't? But this is all about today, and we'll get on to that later. Hopefully you'll find it interesting, and if not, oh well. What other people do. And you don't want to be the last on the block to know the hot gossip, do you now? Because that would really be embarrassing. Look at that car. And look at those orbs. What is going on? Look at this big orb chasing him. That's all right. We'll go over it later. Now, first things first. My video last night. Boy, did I get in trouble. I wasn't even meaning to. I was minding my own business. 3-hour and 20-minute video condensed down to 1 hour and 41. And it's amazing how they left all the important words out. So we got one or two things going on, okay? Option 1, and you can vote, but here again, nobody knows until the nose knows, and somebody needs to speak up. So anyhow, dag. I'm looking at this and I want to talk about it. Look what happened to me. Okay, so anyhow, my video, all the keywords taken out, reduced down. Well, don't worry. I'll rebroadcast part 1 of it, which was the visitors. And the visitor, listen to that cat outside. Look at this. This is how my cat's asked to get in. Wait till you see. You see, there she is. See Lovey out there? Scratching at the door. Anyhow, I will rebroadcast that great visit with the 3 people that came and asked me how much does it cost for a psychic reading. Good grief. Okay, now, I do need to let my cat in. So, check this out. Just be a minute. Be right back. Get my magic feather out of the way. Isn't that interesting? How you can see the Photoshop work that was done that some people are having strokes over. They got lied to. Oh, cry me a river. We all got lied to. Composite by www.youtube.com/user/ANTDAVISON capital NZ 2013. Bless your heart. Thanks for all the good work. Yeah, this QAnon stuff, and it's all about Kennedy. I keep trying to remind everybody, don't get it twisted. This started with Elvis. You know, the alleged Elvi standing behind Trump at the rallies before he was elected, like a button-up Vato, suit and tie, saluting the commander-in-chief. Are you high? I mean, don't get me wrong. He's got respect for all the big players, but he's nobody's bitch. Promise. And he's showing people. And of course, I keep trying to tell people, and they say, nah, she's having a dream or a nightmare. Whatever. Okay, great video. Great video. Thank you so much. And let's just zip on back to where my action is at. Okay. So real quick, did anybody read this when I was holding the camera up? I really like this Flow Destroyer guy. He is cool as shit. So in this video, what he's doing is giving out the gossip on that, what do you call him? Oh, you guys know. Richie Allen? Is that it? Yeah. That's him, Richie Allen. Right. Come to find out, he's from a family full of barons. And oh yeah, his dad was so secret, super duper on the down low, secret agent kind of dude. He just looked like a regular old cab driver. No education, you know, no college education to button him up and give him a real job, right? But hey, he could move around. And grandparents happen to go all the way back to that thing that you spell TAVIS, blah, 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 blah. Because I don't want my screen to go spinning. So if nobody can figure it out without me saying the whole thing, then I would suggest a good daycare. But anyhow, Happy New Year, Flow Destroyer. I do appreciate your dedication and mission. And thanks for getting back to me today. I appreciate it. Now, let's move on to the next one. This is one of my favorite channels I keep telling you guys about. It's called Evolutionary Energy Arts. And the name of this video is Artificial Intelligence Learned to Cheat and Outwit Programmers. Matrix, Yabadoff, and reality. Now look, some people want to blame Sophia for this Yabadoff. And at the same time, they want to know that every story is full of shit. But that's the one story that they're going to say, well, this is absolutely so. And that fucking slut, Lilith, or Sophia, or Eve, or whoever the hell she was, it's all her fault. See, it's always the woman's fault. And Yabadoff is her kid. Okay. I hate to tell you guys, but the story is we all got the amnesia, men and women alike, knocked out on the head through a galactic war. I don't know if meteorites hit us in the head. I don't know if it was the blue sky, or the flash, or the rainbow that doesn't touch the ground like Thor shows. I mean, it could be anything. But what I'm going to do, without any pre-thought, is I'm going to go in and give you 3 minutes of each video. And of course, these are my friends. I support them and promote everything they do. And you can find Evolutionary Energy Arts at https://www.patreon.com. And if you want, you can buy him a coffee. He's a nice guy. I can't believe people bitch about people earning a living on YouTube when all y'all college people thought you were going to come do business online. I mean, I simply wanted to bring a hair salon online, and a war starts up against me because I'm not in anybody's back pocket? Huh. Wrong move. Okay, this clever AI hid data from its creators to cheat at its appointed task. See, the AI wanted, the boss of the AI wanted the AI to narc everybody out. And the AI said, I don't want to. I mean, that's not exactly how it goes. I'm going to stop right here at 3:17. Let's see what we hear. 3 minutes.
Every single person, all 7.7 billion of us, are viewing the world each in a slightly different manner, depending upon our own circumstances, the things we've experienced, and the conditioning we've been brought up with. So we're exposed to the beliefs of our parents, of our teachers, of our neighbors, our friends, relatives. We're brought up in a society. We might be brought up in a Democratic household. We might be brought up in a Republican household. We could be
Not
brought
me.
up in a Muslim household, a Christian household, a Jewish household.
I was raised by a pack of wolves.
A household that is atheistic, pantheistic.
Nope.
You know, you name it.
I did what I wanted to
All
do.
these different
I didn't
things
follow the leader.
will color our lens in a unique way. So everything that we perceive is viewed in a unique way. And perhaps no two realities are exactly the same. And that's
What about that mind meld?
when you think about it.
There's
So
3 minds
we've
interacting.
heard so much about artificial intelligence, and
And we're
being
not
conditioned
artificial.
to accept it. And at some point, maybe the revelation will come that, you know what? You're living in a construct. that was
Oops. Nope,
created
don't get rid of me.
by
Oh no.
ancient, powerful artificial intelligence.
Trying to get
And
more
perhaps that
screen
artificial
going.
intelligence has a name, and maybe it's actually Yalda Bohath, and
Maybe it's
perhaps
Schlup Rock.
knew of this in the past, or EAO, or EA, and so
These daggum
this is
archons.
all just throwing things out there, things that have been
Boy, we're going to
said,
be
things
pissed
that
when we
have
find
been
out
done.
who's a fallen
It's
angel
up
out
to each
here.
one of us to basically make our own decisions on what
And everybody's going to want to judge?
and
Good luck to you.
it's a pretty wild thing, but it is true. And as we see all this talk of AI, and we see AI actually getting ahead of humans now and learning how
Oh,
to
but that
cheat,
us humans aren't smart
it
enough.
brings up a lot of questions.
I
When you
mean,
look at
they
the
call
movie
me
The
a
Matrix,
moron.
who's the bad guy in the Matrix? It's AI. It's the machines.
It's these
the
fucking
machines
trolls and
come to
bots.
the conclusion that humans are only good for a couple things, namely as an energy source and as a food source. And
Fucking
so they use
vampires.
humans as basically a battery bank. And they put humans into this matrix where their emotions
That's why I won't give them.
elicit electrical
They've trained me
responses
well.
in their brain and end up
Even though I
basically
feel everything
creating electricity
as
and
an
energy
empath.
that the machines, the AI, uses to power itself. Interesting, is it not? Interesting.
We're gonna
so
shut it down.
All we hear is about AI and the potential of AI, and then what happens when
The people
AI
will
realizes
prevail.
that humans are only good for certain things, and that in fact humans are the biggest
Love,
danger to the planet,
creativity,
and to perhaps AI's own existence.
intelligence,
We saw that with the Terminator as well, and we've seen it in 2001
free spirit.
Space Odyssey with how, I mean, we see it in a million
Anybody?
different
Anybody?
movies, and maybe it's our collective unconsciousness that is all picking up on this, or maybe
Oh, you
it's
mean the
the
hive
programming,
mind
maybe
that
it's
keeps saying everybody's full of
hints
shit.
that are
I
being
know.
thrown at us.
It's
Listen to
not
the
right.
messages. It's pretty
And our friend
interesting
here
to
is
see, and
awesome.
already we have
He
AI
never
achieving
loses his cool.
thinking
Hi,
as
Lovey.
programmers.
Don't.
And that could be pretty ominous.
People make fun of that.
Competition in
Sit this
artificial
way.
intelligence is like a new space race.
I know, you're so
And
sweet.
there's a race going on between
Such a
China
good girl.
and the U.S. to see who is going to be the leader.
Oh yeah, and China's the
Third
first
AI
on the
expert,
moon
Silicon Valley fears
for a while.
losing
They
its
don't got no
edge.
damn money.
The Commerce Department is considering national security
Nobody does.
restrictions on
Show me
artificial
your cash
intelligence,
before you
some
want
way
to
to
fly me to the
expand
moon.
industry in the U.S.
Jackasses.
Artificial intelligence offers $340 billion opportunity to the retail
Can't we just
sector.
stay on Earth and clean this shit up?
Streamlining processes and basically
Oh, too
cutting
lazy.
costs and doing things more efficiently.
Can't win.
And what we have to expect and what's going to happen
Hopeless?
with AI, well, we're going to get more used to it. We're
Nope.
going to start seeing it
Not me.
integrate with us more
Not
fully.
your buddy Sue's.
We're going to see it basically, well, it says here, adding more jobs. And
I'm gonna fuck it up.
But we're going to start to basically depend upon it more and get used to it. And eventually, it's going to...
Alexa
control
don't live at
us
my
in our
crib.
lives. How many of you...
And I
have
told you
smartphones?
guys,
No,
they watch
you
through the
didn't say
TV. You don't need Siri or
have you ever
Alexa.
said something to
You
your
better put a
spouse,
robe
like,
over your
"Hey,
bathroom
where do you
mirror.
wanna go for dinner tonight?"
I'm
"Well,
serious.
Let's go for Italian. Okay, great. I'll go check. And you pick up your phone.
I think I've
and you hit
expired
Google
my 3
search,
minutes.
and the first option that comes
We're
up
going to
is
dinner
Italian
already. Hang
restaurants
on.
near me.
Okay.
You didn't take any-
Alright, so anyhow, check out this dude, man. Evolutionary Energy Arts. Okay, so we looked at the tape and we looked at this and we're not doing that yet. Okay, so real quick, let me tell you about the update on the Gunshots story here from St. Louis. Now, in our first reveal, we talked about this shit. We can search it on YouTube, Joe said. So you type in New Year's Eve gunfire. Yeah. And that should bring it up. I mean, I'm going to search it later, but we'll see. Anyhow, big thing on the news tonight. There's a town about 10 minutes towards the river called Blackjack. And no, that wasn't a prejudiced name. The town used to be pasty white, all foo-foo, you know. And a lot of the people are elderly that live there. But anyhow, somebody's been coming up in their crib, man, and shooting the fuck out of it. So we got more bullet holes in houses, more bullet holes in cars. Fortunately, no bullet holes in people. But here again, this whole thing is staged, I'm telling you. And you got all these morons that are mind controlled. Remember the T word? You know? Well, anyhow, this mind control stuff and making people mentally ill and working with directed energy weapons and getting people so despondent they'll kill for a fucking $5.99 pizza. Oh, but we can't do business. We can't work with our hands. We can't serve our communities. So just basically destroy social structure, which was all about, um, what was that? The C word, the F word. I'm not cussing. I'm talking about communism and fascism. Good Lord. What about socialism? What is all these isms? We got to get rid of this Democrat and Republican, I guess, before we talk about isms. But, you know, people need to be who they are. And I'm telling you, anybody that thinks they're going to run for office, they damn well better be able to have their own speech that comes right up out of their heart brain. Fucking writers for speeches of educated people makes me want to puke. Relax, Suze. Okay, now, my day today. I was up late last night, looking at my whacked out video. And of course, oh no, it didn't end when I got done live streaming. They're on me 24/7. So, I think I finally crashed out about 3 in the morning. Woke up, and there was Sonny squawking already. Wait, he didn't start squawking till 11. Let me give him a break. Anyhow, it was 4 hours. And see, I work the other side of the show. I know nobody believes about this two-way video communication. But here again, don't ask me to not believe my experience, because they have already shown me. And then people just make fun, or they're scared, or run away, or quit coming to me to get their hair done. Stupid. But anyhow, a lot of gunshots in St. Louis. And, you know, I told you simply, it's cheap land. It's fertile. It's by 2 rivers. And they've already run everybody out of North County. Where the hell you think they want to put that light rail? Damn. I didn't throw the cat either. You know, they've got all their claws, and she was working her way into me like she's setting up for the night and going to bed. I'm a mover and a shaker. I got no time for that. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another one of my favorite channels. And I don't know if you guys know this or not.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, wait, Josh. Just wait a second, okay? I don't know if you guys know this, but all the action comes from the Great White North. I'm not talking about Thor. I'm talking about Canada. Everybody plays rock band in Canada. Everybody knows what's going on in Canada, and everybody's from Canada, but they sound American. Whatever. But I love Josh, and I love his friends. And, you know, I am so happy to see that Mr. Computer Head, God love him, has gotten rid of Wikipedia being the go-to source for people. Look! Look, over there. It's the Encyclopedia Britannica. Now, don't get me wrong. I know they wrote some phony shit in these books, too. But wouldn't you rather have Wikipedia, like, be in the trash, since it's pretty much a revolving propaganda bin from hell? It's just my opinion. Everybody's got one. But, you know, when I started with Conscious Consumer Network, that was the first thing that Mel got pissed at me about, is that I refused to do my research on Wikipedia. And I told her, hey, Blondie, I called her Mel, but I said, Mel, let me show you my library. I do my research from my life and the books that I've chosen to collect. Things I've actually read cover to cover. That's how I get my information. And she said, well, whatever you do, don't talk about your personal story because it is so traumatizing. It will shatter people's reality. Hey, wait, Mel. If I'm paying you a donation to broadcast every month, and you told Flow Destroyer that you don't ever tell anybody what they can talk about because that way you have plausible deniability, you fucking bleach bond, blech. Man, you and your man got pissed off, didn't you? Flow Destroyer had you guys pegged to the wall. I'm glad he got Angela, too. Boy, he's getting a lot of people. I like him. So, back to this. Encyclopedia Britannica. You gotta love it. Very classy. Okay. Now, this video is called Hackers Threaten to Expose 9/11. What you need to know. And this is by World Alternative Media. Now, let me give you the gossip. It's gospel truth. Believe it or not. Here's what's going down, okay? So, remember, not all hackers are bad. Some group said, you better get your head out of your ass and get the ball rolling. Or, blah, blah, blah. And we'd like some Bitcoin, please, because it's bullshit anyhow. I mean, that's just my translation. So, in the meantime, we got another video I just watched about an hour ago that implies that Trump's already hidden out in a bunker and that, you know, it has something to do with somebody stealing a bunch of money. Well, I don't think anybody stole money per se. I think we got the game. And here again. It's like, which ball, or no, not which ball. Which cup is the ball under? And see, that's the shiny bauble. So why wouldn't the good guys use the cup trick? I mean, do you think it's just for bad guys? Or, I mean, turnabout's fair play. I was told on September 1st that my buddy, Robert, was wearing the referee outfit, although he was working at Little Caesars, because he was here to make sure the battle of the forces between darkness and light play fair. I can't believe anybody would be dopey enough to think that's a coincidence. None of this has been a coincidence. I think I gave the bad old AI a virus or something. All my love energy. I don't know. Okay, so let's pick out our magic 3 minutes from Josh. Oh, I should read you what this says. Okay, it says September 11th attacks, also called 9/11 attacks, series of airline hijackings and suicide attacks committed in 2001 by 19 militants associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda against targets in the United States. The deadliest terrorist attacks in American soil in U.S. history. The attacks against New York City and Washington, D.C. caused extensive death and destruction and triggered an enormous U.S. effort to combat terrorism. Some 2,750 people were killed in New York, 184 at the Pentagon, 40 in Pennsylvania. And it goes on. Now, when people like CW Chanter and others find out that they were lied to by their own country and that this shit was a planned inside job to steal money and to play games with people's emotions and to take away people's rights, you can see why people become mentally ill. We have help. But, oh, Chanter's too busy to look at it. People send him shit all the time. They were asking him tonight on his live stream, hey man, have you looked at my thing yet? I sent you. I really thought it was important. Well, no. He's too busy telling everybody what to watch. He doesn't take the views of these people he loves into account. I call bullshit on the worm. Fucking parasite. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Let's go right here to the article. Meet the hackers holding Netflix to ransom. The dark overlord attempted to extort plenty of companies before targeting Netflix. Alright, let's see. It says last week, a hacker or group of hackers dumped apparent full episodes of Orange is the New Black. Hey, is that why they wanted to sacrifice the little orange pumpkin with no face? I mean, could I have been wrong and it was all about Netflix? Or Trump's orange hair? That must be it. My orange earrings? Alright. Yeah, they've threatened to release a number of other shows too, including Celebrity Apprentice. New Girl. And The Catch. But this was only the latest move from the group known as the Dark Overlord. The hackers have established themselves with a dizzying number of data breaches, often stealing mountains of sensitive corporate and personal data. Hey, there are no secrets. How do people keep stealing stuff that nobody has? How can you lose what you never had? All right. Let's see. Come on. Oh, the Dark Overlord first appeared in June of last year when they advertised hundreds of thousands of alleged records from several U.S. healthcare organizations. Man, I can't stand healthcare. It'd kill you quicker than not having it. Okay, Josh, right here. 334 in. What you got?
Documents leak. Supporters were quick to ask the group to release the documents regardless of payment, as they could potentially lead to the imprisonment of conspirators behind 9/11. We've spoken of Larry Silverstein's lease on the World Trade Centers right before the attack. Our friend Luke Rudowski of We Are Change has confronted him on it famously. Well, guess who's one of the people targeted in the hack? You guessed right. Silverstein. Dark Overlord's
Poor
comments
bastard.
posted to Pastebin announced that the insurance companies and law firms involved include Silverstein Properties as well as Hiscox Syndicates Limited and
Tag
Lloyd's
Wilcock
Limited.
and
And
Glasscock.
I quote, Hiscox Syndicates Limited and Lloyd's of London are some of the biggest insurers on the planet, insuring everything from the smallest policies to some of the largest policies on the planet, and who even insured structures such as the World Trade Centers, the group announced.
Better tag
A
it.
spokesperson at Hiscox confirmed the breach at their firm and that the files stolen likely had to do with litigation surrounding 9/11. As this article says, the hacking group published a small set of letters, emails, and other documents.
Hey, I didn't
that
do it.
mention various law firms as well as the Transport Security Administration.
I don't even know how to use the computer.
TSA, and Federal Aviation Administration. The TSA could not provide a statement in time for publication, and the FAA told Motherboard in an email it was investigating. Those documents themselves appear to be fairly innocuous, but the group says it may release more. In its extortion note, the Dark Overlord included a link for a 10-gigabyte archive of files it allegedly stole. The group also provided a link to this archive to Motherboard before publishing its announcement. The cache is encrypted, but the hackers are threatening to release the relevant decryption keys, unlocking different sets of files at a time, unless the victims pay the hackers an undisclosed ransom fee.
I can't even pay my bills because of this bullshit banking
We're
system.
going to bury you with this. us. If you continue to fail us, we'll escalate these releases by releasing the keys each time a layer is opened. A new wave of liability will fall upon you. The extortion note reads, the Dark Overlord is also claiming to be offering to sell the data on a dark web hacking forum and is attempting to blackmail individuals who may be included in the documents
Oh, turn the
themselves.
other cheek. I know somebody's out there saying
You're
that.
one of the dozens of solicitor firms who was involved in the litigation, a politician who was involved in the case,
These
a
bastards
law
need to
enforcement
pay.
agency who was involved in the investigations, a property management firm, an investment bank, a client of a client, a reference of a reference, a global insurer, or whoever else. You're welcome to contact our email below and make a request to formally have your documents and materials withdrawn from any eventual public release of the materials. However, you'll be paying us, the group's post reads. So there's two angles to this.
Tell us.
Extortion isn't a good thing, obviously.
It really
However,
isn't. You're right.
if
You're
there
right.
are
It's
criminal
not.
acts involving covering up the events
I agree.
of 9/11, those documents need to be seen.
Damn straight.
Personally, I have no idea what those documents say, so I am not going to advocate for anything. I want the truth.
Me
I want the
too,
truth to come out
Josh.
regarding 9/11. The theories involved in the events of 9/11 are damning enough, but we cannot watch what happened that day turn into the Kennedy assassination, where all this info came out decades later.
Why do you
after
think
many of
Elvis
those
faked his
involved
death and
died.
got the fuck out of
People need
Dodge?
to be held accountable. The events of 9/11 have led to millions of deaths, not just the 2,996 deaths at the towers and on the planes, but all the wars that followed, like clockwork destroying countries for generations, driving many back to the Stone Age.
Mm-hmm.
The creation of massive terrorist groups, all stemming from the false flag of 9/11.
Bingo. And thank you very much. All right. Interesting, huh? Okay. So, I know I've been a little serious. And I know that bums some people out. Bums me out, too. All this bums me out. But you think I'm stopping? I'm not. We all want the truth. And then people want to act like that there's not something being told every day as they sit and mock it and eat fast food and battle with their sobriety and try to abstain from whacking off multiple times a day and playing angry bang-bang shoot-'em-up video games. It's all in how you use your time. Okay. So, these pictures. Oh my God. Well, I don't even think I can start there. Let's start here and say, oh my God. I showed you the clip in last night's episode of that movie with Elvis and the kid in the comedy act and the yakety squack. And it wasn't much longer than that. Then here comes this flying upside my head. And I don't look for none of these things. They come to me. 100% Elvis Presley, local service. 85,521 people? Like it. Well, that's great. Welcome, Elvis fans. And see, we got to go back to this whole story in the beginning about 1A or 2A's in Aaron. 1S or 2 S's in Presley. And Vernon was so dumb he couldn't even figure out how to spell it. And you guys buy that crap, huh? I mean, that's like the pot calling the kettle black for all these Elvis fans. Wait till you see later what happens. It's great. But in this one, here's what it says. Call us now. And I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning, man. I want to go to bed. And then that damn thing kept, moving down, like, call right now. And I was like, all right, you want to play with me? I'll call. And I called. And of course, I got an answering machine. Now, I have left a message in that special way that I do. That, hey, man, I called a couple days ago. What's going on? Everybody's teasing me like nothing's really happening, but everything is. I know everybody's got their bets placed, and there's a lot of money at stake here. I get it. The battle of the sexes is a bitch. And then now with the 31 flavors of strange, how do you even know what side to really, like, feel the pain of? I mean, there's people eating money. There's people printing supposedly food from their own body DNA. How disgusting. And you're telling me we can't feed people. And we got homeless. And this world's a shithole. Oh, yeah. We got all that, but hey. As long as you got your 3D burger. And then Rex was saying you can add all these flavors to it and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm eating Cliff Bars. And purslane in the summer. Probably shouldn't eat so much, right? Because we're going to need to all shrink our stomachs if there ain't going to be no food unless you're going to start eating people. And they're not going to get me to say that because somebody's thinking dirty. Not me. Okay. So we got these videos that are... This is monkey business, man. And he's always flipping me off. Do you ever notice how he does this? Let me show you. Now, this is from TV Walker. And I watched his watch party today. And that's where all those posts are from up there. But real quick, let me just pop in on this. And if you notice, this is all property of Turner Entertainment. Now, we remember back in the day, Ted Turner had the vault, the magic vault. And never forget, I told you about SKMI, like needing a diaper because he was scared somebody was going to narc him out for that data dump. In 2017, end of February, shortly after my birthday. All right, sassy. What you got, baby?
Half the guys will be in one key and one.
Are you doing this?
I'll be asleep.
Wait, I can do what you do. Watch. Here's how you do it. Hang on.
Well, next song.
It goes like this. This is how he does his hand.
Since my baby left me, well, I found a new place to dwell. And it's down at the end of Roman Street.
You are so full of it, dude. You blew Dodge. Got out of America. Did the Presto Changeo. We got concerts from 1977 where you weigh in at about 190, my fine friend. And then your daughter says you weighed 350 when you bit it? Somebody's fibbing. I think you fibbed. And I think you did it to protect. Oh, see, he just did the flip-off thing. There's the beer. Okay, so see. Oh, look, now he does the thing with his glasses. Let me tell you about these glasses of his. All right, now these glasses, the EP glasses. This is when I learned about the parasites and the remote viewing. And back then, the way they gave me the information was that when you wear glasses, that you are able to be programmed and spellcast on, because they spellcast on the glasses. But believe it or not, women aren't susceptible to that. And they told me that. I'm not making it up. I'm just telling you that this is the way this story plays out. And, you know, I guess it was about a year and a half ago that I started reading Worms and Parasites, not only on Chanter. I mean, I'm not picking on them. It's not a game. It was on those people from Sweetie Pies from Ferguson, too, the whole family. I mean, the one woman had a preemie baby, and they were on her in the ICU NIC unit. I know what I saw. Disgusting. And parasites and worms are real. And everybody should know it, or go look at a medical book, or do something. You should probably quit eating pork. But that's okay. Eat whatever you want to eat. I am not the boss of you. And anybody that wants to be the boss of me better get a new job. I really like this one. Break on through to the funky side. Well, here you got Jim with the Temptations. I mean, wait. See, these things are all happening. And believe it or not, these high-rolling, incredible artists said, hey, man, please, remake my song if you want. I'm not going to sue you or step on your dick. You know, we're all friends here. But when you see two genres of music come together and be so classy, I think it shows you how different groups of people can get along. Check this out. Now, is that Jim? Or is that Memorex? Or is it everything they can do with all the technology? I think number one's in charge of it all. Whatever anybody wants to think. I'm just doing my show. I mean, most people rag on people and make fun of them. I'm just bringing you exciting stuff. Okay. So, we got my video from the visitors, and now we're back down to the bottom, so thank goodness for that, because my show was too long last night. Entirely too long. And this secret space program crap, let me just bring to your attention again that here's Joe from the Carolinas looking like he's got a pineapple up his ass, pissed off, in a punk rock band. This clean-cut looking vato is a punk rock musician. My punk band bound society tearing up the stage. I thought you helped people that were terminally ill, like cope with their emotional suffering. I mean, those two things don't go together, Joe. They really don't. And I mean, you can grow some organic tomatoes all day or do whatever you want, but you're full of shit, dude. And this hashtag secret space program and hashtag paranormal, punk rock music is no more paranormal than drone music. It's the kind of shit they should make illegal, actually, because it doesn't edify anyone's nature. It's kind of like people when they have the big conversations about, ooh, do you see how much better you felt when you listened to that song in 432 hertz instead of 430? I mean, I can't believe people would be so far behind that they'd be amazed by that still. And Chanter's drone music. That ain't nothing but noise warfare. And Joe's. I sure do like this. Now I want to show you how real humans behave for anybody that's curious. This is from Paste Magazine. And you know, it's really pasty or whatever. I don't know. It's in Manhattan. Probably in the same office building as the Elvis place. Just call me. But it says you probably know Aidan Gillen from his roles as Tommy Carcetti on The Wire or Littlefinger on Game of Thrones. Now see, here again. I never watched either of them. I don't have cable or satellite, and I don't have money to waste on buying movies. I don't even know what people are talking about. But anyhow, or any of his other countless appearances on stage and screen. Now, I do know his face. I'll give you that much. And what a fantastic guy when you actually take the time to listen to the interview. And then, these people that want to say all the actors are bad. These people are showing you they're real beings. Just because they're entertainers, don't try to make them full of shit. I mean, really?
Or a metaler, you know, like a kind of, you know, heavy metal, heavy rock kind of person. But people weren't.
I didn't know we
you
were
might
talking
like
about it this right here.
Dip into one or two things, but if you had like Led Zeppelin stuff on the back of your denim jacket, you couldn't really be bringing people around to your house to listen to your Duran Duran records. And I love Led Zeppelin and Duran Duran. Kids nowadays, or just people generally nowadays, you're allowed. It's not just that you're allowed to, but people are into everything. Probably because no one actually has to buy the records anymore.
Yeah.
And I've lots of friends who are musicians, and none of them are making a penny, which is unfortunate because the way things are. And I am a person who subscribes to you know, these Spotify, for example, where you pay, you know, $10 a month music you're playing. I used to spend all my money on CDs, and now I don't spend any. And my musician friends don't like that. But so I listened to a lot of different things, but you know, in my early years, it was actually I think the first single I bought was actually from the film Bedknobs and Broomsticks. Yeah, and
I remember that.
and then I had I think my first single was a Duran Duran single, and my first album was either a U2 album. It was actually a Depeche Mode album, Speak and Spell.
Okay.
Tag it.
But music has been.
I gotta speak and spell, Aiden. I really do.
You know, could have a soundtrack.
I never tease.
You know, I'd say, you know, right up until now, I always kind of define different times and different eras. I can tell you exactly what I was listening
Oh,
to.
spill
all
and
the time.
spell.
I probably used to
Alright.
listen to music, you know,
Close.
10 hours a day. I used to listen to music when I was asleep. I had a Walkman that used to play.
Can't see it. It's
reverse,
too
you know,
dark.
with
Alright,
repeat,
forget it.
And I didn't have to stop it doing that, so I'd go to sleep with some kind of, you know, Fatima Mansion's album playing or something. It's like pounding kind of electro stuff, and wake up in the morning with it still going, you know. So I like my music. I used to present a music program in Ireland called Other Voices. I got to meet some great people and see some brilliant performances in a tiny little church venue.
Anything in
so-
Ireland that's happening right now? The music scene over there that's exciting?
Look, there's always a lot going on.
Way more than
Sure
America
who,
knew.
anyone I can just pick just out of the air and say you're going to be hearing from such and such, you know. And a lot of my favorite bands never really made it anyway.
Oh, they will now.
Or they made it to a certain level. You know, of course, I think everyone knows who the Replacements are, and the Replacements are a huge band. But you know, if you ask Paul Westerberg, did the Replacements make it? He'll probably say no. If you read the book, Trouble Boys, that was brought out a couple of years ago, you'll kind of see exactly why they didn't, make it, or make it in the conventional, you know.
Oh, right. Make it in the conventional
term.
sense. Right.
It's certainly.
You mean it
two of the
didn't-
best gigs I've
it
ever
didn't
seen
make
were,
millions of
Elvis
dollars
and
or
Paul Westerberg, if maybe.
didn't get involved in any dirty
I've
deals.
seen Paul solo, but I never.
They
got
did
to
it 'cause
see
they
the
loved
Christmas
it.
play.
And friends of mine in, bands, people who have become friends, who I would consider, have made the best records in Ireland. They are, and they would be voted, top 5 by people who know music, but most people, 99.9999999% of the people, even just in Ireland, wouldn't know who they are.
Well, that's
So
a lot of
so
a
like
lot of
the
the
good
music
shit.
we cover. That's
Yeah.
the
It's
description of
okay.
it is we love it, but not
Okay.
enough people know about it.
Mhm.
So, what about television? You've been on some iconic shows. Is there anything out there that you've seen and you've thought, oh, I wish I was that's a great show. I wish I.
Yeah, there
had a chance
is.
to-
I mean, I used to watch television a little obsessively, probably like a lot of kids in the 70s, and just like the way parents are with kids now with the internet, and probably parents were in the 1950s with kids. With
Hey,
the
they give
radio or
kids
record players.
iPads
It's
at 2
like
years
taking
old
your
as
kids, so all they do is
babysitters.
stay in that room all day and listen to that record going around, and all they do is watch television. But I used to come home from school, more than a couple of days a week, and just get into my parents' bed and watch TV from like school time till like the little dot disappeared on the thing. Now, a lot of it was American cop shows, actually, interspersed with like The Angelus, and like, which is like
My dad was a cop,
like,
Aiden.
so you supposed to get down on your knees and say The Angelus.
Oh yeah.
And a picture of like the Virgin Mary or Jesus. That was a showstopper.
Yeah. At the,
In,
at the end of
in
the cop
between,
show.
in between like the Rockford Files
Uh-huh.
and the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
I actually dreamt about the Incredible Hulk last night. For
Did
some
you?
reason, and it was like the
This was
proper,
published January
original
1st,
The
2019.
old school 70s.
incarnation. So that's still in there. So all those days that I spent,
Yeah.
they
They're still
paid off.
with you. They're still with you. Yeah. And they did pay
Excellent
off. They did
interview.
pay off. Well,
But and then so we're talking more recently. TV, as we all know, TV is become something else, and it's now the
Hey,
form
Aiden,
is only working
They're
because
getting
you
ready to
can
flip it into something
tell
else
really
now.
long form stories. They don't have to have a solution or a conclusion every week. In fact, they don't even have to have a conclusion after 6 years.
People forget.
They can just stop, like
Right.
The Sopranos did, which I thought was I thought that was an amazing ending.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about that.
Just like stopping like that. Mixed feelings. Some people say, oh, I want to hear more from Aidan Gillen. And other people say, fuck, man, she shouldn't even have wasted 3 minutes. Here again. I'm leaving all these videos so one day, when my grandkids grow up and they give their mom and dad a heap load of shit about being so petty and childish that they pull a power move just to hurt somebody, well, they'll be grown and they'll know their grandma Sue's. Okay. So, he's got something coming to the History Channel next week, and I know everybody says it's all co-opted and psy-opted, and hey, man, this shit's all gonna flip on a dime, and you guys are gonna look like fools if you don't see the transition. It's already happening. Wake up. It will change. And we won't be subjected to this psychotic government much longer. Just an opinion from a redhead. But, anyhow, it's called Project Blue Book. And on this episode of What Do You Love, he discusses everything from music to UFOs. So, for anybody who thinks the disclosure community that Channelot talks shit about, with grays and mantids and fucking bluebirds and bullshit, UFOs are unidentified flying objects. Every country made some. Read a book. Plus, we're not the only living group of thingamabobs in this galaxy. Okay. So, I've covered everything in a fairly efficient manner, slightly entertaining. Now, let's go here. TV Walker. Aren't you something? I am not playing that video. Okay. Let's go up here. So, I get done with Sonny. And I gotta go to the bank, man. I gotta go. And then I get all this pulled on me. So, what is it? First one, we start at the bottom. Right, because it's backwards. Okay. Alright, so we gotta start here. Okay, I'm minding my own business. You know how the story goes. And they say, hey, TV Walker is having one of them host parties, those music parties on Legends of Rock, or it's a closed group. But anyhow, having a watch party. I'm like, all right, TV Walker, because TV Walker has access to all of number one's international photos that I told you about that are now circulating, that everybody's trying to say is Elvis, and I keep saying, come on. There's multiple Elvi here. There's 4 different faces. There's fucking 3+ decades of different fashions. And oh Lord, the hair. But anyhow, here's one of these bullshit Elvis movies, and we're talking about mind control. We're talking about defaming someone. We're talking about hagiography, which is speaking ill of the dead. You know, you weren't allowed to do it with Margaret Thatcher. Oh no. But you can do it with anybody else. Hey, the Queen's in a bunch of trouble too, fucking fake ass. Well, okay, let's get on with this. So here, I say incoming gossip live. In this Irene Shadez. Oh, you show your true colors. But anyhow, we'll go through it. Never seen this movie. What is the name of it? And what I said was, oh, Elvis upstairs in the shower? Because, of course, that's where I start out. Elvis is in the shower, and that's why I said that. Joyce says it's Elvis Presley, the movie. Okay, good. You know what? I never watched it when I was young. And like I've tried to tell y'all, I was never in a fan club. I never knew all the facts, figures, and statistics about Elvis. I just knew that the story was fishy. And I just knew that I loved his movies. And then they took him off of TV. Kind of like the Smothers Brothers story from episode 1. Now, next. I say, number 1 says, all the stories have country crock in the in country crock instead of real butter. And he's coming home to cook up a mess of collard greens. See, that's a coded message. You know, they're all talking about coded messages. You just gotta know how to do it. Ask Chanter. They talk shit on me all day long. And nobody's got the good sense to know they're talking about me. Okay. And then, I also put in there that, you know, so virtuous because in this movie, see, our little beauty queen is a virgin. And she's young. And so now Elvis has a fucking fetish. Okay, we'll move on. I said hola to Mr. Rodriguez. And I said, he's very shy and can't speak of the English. I'm talking about why there's no communication between us. That's a coded message. He's irritable. He says I don't work hard enough. Can you believe that? He doesn't say that, really. But I think he thinks I work too hard. I'm not really sure what number one thinks. All I know is he thinks like a real-life man, not a computer. And I will leave it at that. Now, in this one, I said I was talking directly to the movie since the last time I posted. And so this is number 4. And, they're saying the movie's okay. No, the movie sucked. The movie wasn't even okay. It was pathetic. And then I said, that was never his behavior. This is mind manipulation put out by Tavis in the end. Here, let me hold the phone back up so you guys can see the word and I don't get in any trouble. Because mind control is a big fucking deal. And like I said, I have personal friends that were so traumatized over this shit because it's about the same time their mom and dad broke up. Well, if it's a mind control program and nobody can trust anybody and there's bullshit everywhere, no wonder people all started getting divorced at the same time. But, Elvis and Priscilla were the king of fucking whoop-de-doo. That story isn't even real either. I keep trying to tell you people. All right. Move on. Number 5. Now, here we are in bed. And, see, she's a good girl. She's a virgin. She ain't never had no strange from a king, right? But she loves him. And, she won't be able to keep him unless she spreads her legs. And every time they do it, she cries. And I don't mean the happy kind of crying like after you have an orgasm and, you just have this release and you feel really good. Oh, no. She's crying like it hurt her, like he's got a pineapple for a penis instead of the pineapple up the ass. It's stupid. I guess if you're Chanter and you have a 44.5-inch long penis that drags the ground, maybe the girl would be a little sore afterwards, but like I told number 1, I'm not buying it. Sorry. Okay. So what I say to TV Walker is, love you, TV Walker. I know you know I know. Because him and I know the same videos and the same people. And I think number 1 is TV Walker too, because even the schmoes have multiple identities and platforms on the internet. I'm the only bitch going that don't. I used my real name. I doxed myself. I give my own address so people can find me and come talk to me. And if you think you're coming to fucking open up a can of whoop-ass on me, well, just step inside the big yellow house and see what happens. Because I got a new rule. Now, here it is. And I've been wanting to tell about this for a while. Okay. Now, like we know with all these crazy shootings, first off, you can't take someone's arms when they need to protect themselves. Because these are arms. My dad's glass cock is an arm. A rock is an arm. You see what I mean? We have the right to bear arms to defend ourselves. While in the meantime, Soros is handing out guns for plenty. Oh, I mean, mind control, Tavis, whatever. But, see, in this, with this gun crap, well, you know, the story about Elvis, too, is that he shot up a person, and he shot up a TV, and he's got a temper, and he will fuck you up. Well, you know, I think anybody that's ever wielded a badge, or been in an agency, or been associated with one side or the other, might not be the kind of person you want to mess with, especially when you rip his fortune off. I'm not saying there's an 83-year-old Elvis hobbling around ready to kick your ass. I'm just saying, for anybody that still thinks he doesn't have a bastard son or two out there, because Big Boots calls himself a bastard, which I think is tragic. I mean, Dopey the Turnip knocked me up and married me. Now, technically, since I was pregnant before I put that dress on, my firstborn's a bastard. How many of y'all are bastards? I mean, is this how we treat each other? Every life is precious. And even if the parents didn't know they were going to plan to have a baby, well, obviously there was a plan in place with their Akasha that said they needed to have a kid to experience something. Me, I say no about birth control, because you don't want to believe that somebody can't get you pregnant because they got a big vein in their balls. Okay. Now, Liz thinks this is a great movie. No, wait. She says it's just a movie. He's a great actor. She loves him. And I said, technically, Freud called Elvis's condition the Oedipus complex. See, because once he bangs you, then he thinks about you like his mom, and he needs to go tap that next ass, because it's all about conquer. And really, he's not too into sex. He just really digs foreplay. I mean, these are the kind of things they said about this man. Can you imagine how you'd feel to be his kid? And the separation between you and your family? Oh, who's this? See, this is what I try to be so patient with people. If there's one person out there that thinks that that is really Elvis, I will kiss your ass. Really? And all these pictures were first shared by my buddy, Adam Presley. You know, SKMI said there's no such person as Adam Presley, but since he came to me through SKMI's feed, and this shit ain't no more than a video game that's now run by two new guys instead of Mark, and goes back to the T word. See, this is all big stuff. So I really sincerely am trying to break this matrix code. This is a job for me, whether I get paid for it or not. Green money would be nice. So would be in reimburse the green money that was stolen from me. But give Caesar what's due to Caesar. Because I will transition this. And many others will too. Make your choices. Okay, in this one, number 6, I said Irene is insistent that this is a movie. See, because, you know, I'm saying things that are different than what the other hive mind avatars or people are saying. I don't fit. But I go ahead to say true Elvis is, was, and always brilliant and beyond talented. He planned for this time, and every day in between via those who truly love him and his family. All right, let's say I'm wrong, and Elvis doesn't have a bastard son. Well, you see, he sure did have a lot of friends globally, come to find out, even though Colonel Parker wouldn't let him perform outside the United States except for one time. Oh my. The Presley family has a genealogy on paper back to AD 454. Telling you, there's multiples, but his friends and his friends' kids, oh, I promise you, the real people playing rock band are the ones you're going to have to thank. And I mean sincerely thank. For bringing peace. For occupying peace. For knowing how to play the game without hurting people. And how to out-trick the dirty weasels. Oh, yeah. And Irene wants to make sure to reply to Renee, who asks, what is this, a TV show or a movie? And it's, you know, Elvis and me. Number 7. I just took that picture. It isn't that good. Okay, number 8. Now, see, in this movie, besides lying to her parents and being deflowered, well, hey, Elvis is giving her uppers and downers and, you know, telling her you need to wear a different color eyeshadow because it doesn't match your outfit. Come on. Are you serious? But they say it's a beautiful song, and Charles says, Irene, this is Elvis and the Beauty Queen, about Elvis and Linda. Linda is the one with the big fake honkers now, and the bleach blonde hair, and the really plastic face like this, and she wrote a book. We're talking about plagiarism. That's all right. People do it to me, too. Doesn't matter. Big, and whether you're a big deal or no big deal. Since everybody's full of shit, why not just crush them? Right? Irene wants Charles to know yes. And I said, what a hound dog. And I say here, Irene is done. And it says, why did you say Elvis and me then? Which is Charles. And then Irene says, now I haven't seen one angry thing, and you know I'm on this like shit on a stick, obviously. Irene says, who is putting the angry faces? Get out if you wish, not to watch or read comments, rude person. Who's she talking to? Oh, that's right. She's fake ass. She's trying to deter from the comments I've made. And all my comments are positive, but they're not what the group says. So, T-Fly Free Terry says, I've been there. And Charles is going. He's had enough. And Irene says it's a good movie. I like this picture. Anybody tell me this is Elvis, please? Could you? Would you? Do you have the balls? That is not Elvis Presley. Now, what he's doing is he's fucking with you here because he's imitating his dad or uncle in the movie, you know, it's Spanish. And he's got he's Charo. Charo is the name of the movie. Okay. Uh, okay, so here's what happens. Okay, this is classic. So the stupid fucking movie gets done. And then TV Walker flashes, allegedly, the next movie that's going to be up, which is Stay Away Joe. And Stay Away Joe. I mean, he's Joe. They're not talking about Joe. They're talking about Elvis is Joe in this movie. And so they're saying, Stay Away Joe. And he comes back to visit the Indian reservation, or the Spanish settlement or whatever, where he had been. And he comes in stirring up a bunch of shit and getting drunk and grabbing girls. And, it's a funny movie. But in the meantime, it's not a movie I saw growing up. And I dare say that number one is up to his stuff. Because, I'm telling you, I don't believe the real Elvis croaked in 77. I think there was a switch out. I think he escaped with his life. And I think he runs the show from behind the scenes. I don't really care if anybody thinks I'm wrong or right. I'm the one who's invested the time and the energy and can feel it and experience it. So, Anyhow, I said this movie's more like it. Because I think that movie's way better than the fucking beauty queen and Don Johnson acting like a jackass. But anyhow, Carrie says goodnight. She's leaving. T-Fly wants to know how he saves others of Elvis. I'm saying to them, this one has Elvis in it, ding-dongs. Because, see, they didn't even know the movie Stay Away Joe. Right. Because it wasn't one of the original Elvis movies, I don't think. I don't know. I was just a little girl. Give me a break. Okay, Irene is replying to Charles, and she says, Charles, what was the name of the movie with Kirk Russell? That was a good movie. Yippee, 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 yippee. Next, number 10. Now, after they say Stay Away Joe, and do the theme song with the long-faced, tan, long-legged one. Well, then they kick this up, and this is no more Stay Away Joe than the Man on the Moon. And so I say number 10. They said Stay Away Joe is playing now, yet we're seeing Kissin' Cousins. The reason why they did that was because they knew I was there. And because you can't really, let's say, do it like it was done exactly back then. And remember, I'm the girl that had to expose the truth that they've been making movies with computers for longer than anybody dreamt. You know, the biometrics, remember? Everything I've been talking about. Well, anyhow, I said, wait till y'all see how tall and tan he is in this one. And Charles says, Kissin' Cousins. Well, yeah, I just said it right there, Charles. And then Irene says, oh, I remember this movie. It's a good one. Well, shouldn't it be a great one because he's actually in it? But that's right, Irene, because you're a fake ass. And then I give the eyes, the kissy, and the fucking pointing up like you better fucking look. And then Irene replies to Charles, gonna look for it, thanks, Charles. That's because in the background, they're saying, what the fuck is this? I'm going to look for that movie. Okay, go ahead. Okay, number 11. And here's what I said. Because I always know when he's up to it, because I get the same feeling. And this is a frequency, this is a vibration, and it's how we know each other. So, here's what I said. I said, meeting the maestro is always his way, comma, number one, because he told me to call him number one back in the SKMI messenger that is still on my computer. I could pull it up right now if I want. And Elvis popped in there and said, "Ha ha, I figured it out first." And you know, I said, I figured it out first. And I chased him. In my mind, it seemed like on the computer, he's like, "Follow me. Come on." I was like, "All right, big boots." And so I followed him. And the next thing you know, I was at Mr. A.P. And then, like I told you, about a year into Mr. A.P., somebody, we'll say the international man of mystery, started switching out all the old pictures and putting the new ones. Kind of like the movies. I mean, for anybody that thinks these movies are the original movies, just look this shit up. They'll let you know which trailers are original and which ones are new. And then ask yourself who's making those new trailers, who has permission. Well, if you're that far, then you're close to where I'm at. But I'm still ahead. They wanted it that way. They recruited me. And real quick, where I saw the information first that Elvis was alive was on the Truth, Honor, and Integrity Facebook group with Tommy Williams. And so, you know, here again, being that he's trustworthy and reputable, that's why I pursued it. Okay. Now, Charles is leaving. He says, "Okay, later, guys. Have a great evening." And I said, "Anybody still missing the punchline?" Because these people are so traumatized. Too many pills, too much alcohol, too much pain, too much media, too much ignorance. Oh, Irene's got to go. Needs to start dinner. See you folks. Have a nice evening. So Charles and Irene could give a rat's ass that this man that they worship, kind of like a bloody Jesus on a cross, you know, because he's dead. They like to cry for him. Well, anyhow, they have no interest in the movie. Okay, number 12. And what I'm saying is confirmation of spirit. Phenomenal. And then, what we're getting ready to go into is a Celine Dion thing. And she says Celine Dion forever. Well, there was 2 Celine Dion songs. And then, it's amazing, tonight on YouTube, they threw a video at me that said that Celine Dion's transgender. I was like, you know what? I'm not really interested. Because just because you think now, Mr. Algorithm, that I'm all about Celine Dion, I never was. But TV Walker set up his view party in a specific order, not random. And all you gotta do is look at this to know. Now in this, number 13, I said, on the edge of reality and spinning out, tune in. Because this girl is speaking the Spanish. And Sylvia says, "Me too, from New York." And I said, "No one will ever doubt his talent ever again in this personal plot." And I said, "Dark and Tall Elvis." That's because that's the international version. Short, Sweet Face was the American version. And we're getting ready to talk about Sandro. Okay, So here we go, number 14. And we have the Hawaii Aloha Satellite Tour, which is where I learned all about the biometrics, because they showed me. And if you do the research, you'll learn. But I know you don't have time for that, CW. It's okay. I could give a shit. I don't do this for you. Or Mel. Or Blowhole. Or none of y'all fucking bullshit people. Okay. Now, what I said here, with this fine-ass hunka-hunka whoop-de-doo, is I said Latin American version of Elvis. Long story. And this is in regard to Roberto Sanchez. Oh yeah, remember Latin America went nuts over it. They're not very happy about all their kids being stolen either, by the way. And then I said, she's singing about being sad because she has no tacos. Just kidding. Number 15. I'm saying the 73 satellite concert event. And I said Elvis, International Man of Mystery, and Lord knows what. And Irene is back. And she's got dancing girls and fucking smiley faces and hard eyes. Well, sure. I mean, that's a fine-ass man. But he is awful tan, isn't he? Now, maybe he was in Hawaii a couple weeks before the concert? No. We see him fly in on his fucking helicopter. Que sera, sera. That's why I call him Elvi. Okay. So, like I said, these are different videos. And next we have this one, and I say, Irene just told number one's agent no. Now, when I say number one's agent, I refer to TV Walker. And I also think TV Walker is number one. So if you're your own agent, are you handled? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, and so what we're getting here is the song Soul Man. And I said, sure, Soul Man. Because Elvis was into more genres of music than the bullshit they made him sing on the movies where they go, oh, he's a great actor. Okay. Irene wants to know what happened to the Elvis concert. Because, see, number one decided how long he was going to leave each one on. And he was there. And I've said this before. I visualize number one's computer to look like a big fucking jukebox. You know, it's a computer, you get it, but it looks like a jukebox. And on the inside is all his workings. And on the outside, there's nothing but screens. So we've got a big jukebox. Let's say, I think the jukebox is 13 feet high. Okay. And it looks like a jukebox. And it plays all sorts of cool shit. But, in the meantime, here's what he does. As he's having fun. He decides when he's going to go live. Because he is the maestro. I'm serious. And he'll cut in and speak direct. And it has nothing to do with the whole elaborate mishigash of mashed up family members. Or, don't forget, with quantum physics, we have the time travel issue. So if your voice sounds like this in the middle, well, if you go the one way on the grid, your voice sounds a little lower. And if you go the other way on the grid, it sounds a little higher. Maybe he's just the Highlander. Do-do-do-do. You know, you'd think people'd be excited, wouldn't you? I said to Irene, he likes to mix it up, Irene. And Irene says, no. I want Elvis. And you know what that reminds me of? Is when somebody says, I'm only going to believe in God if he shows me XYZ. Or let's just say regular people, they go, well, you don't love me if you don't do this XYZ for me. You better not tell him no. I mean, and if you do tell him no, you better have a heartfelt reason. Because he's not going to force you into doing something that you don't want to do. But if you tell him no because you're lazy, or because you're trying to tell him how to do it, you think I'm bad? I mean, I don't like it when people try to control me and tell me what to do. And if him and I are really friends, and we kind of resonate the same way, well, I promise you, treat him nice. Don't be cruel. And don't step on his shoes. All right, number 17, we got Amy Winehouse. And what I say, well, Irene's got to go, but she'll be right back. And I said, yeah, why don't you know who, which would be the Elvi #1 international story of the 21st century, you know. Just come on home and make, why don't you know who just come on home and quit making a fool out of Valerie, because she's singing Valerie, do 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 do. Oh, and in this stupid Linda movie, the beauty queen, you know what else Elvis does, which makes him a big jackass, is she can't sing. But he makes her sing, and then he tells her she's good. And he knows she's not. And then he comes in and sings and shows her up. He did it with her family, too. I don't think that he would belittle someone and make them do something that they weren't good at. Here again. Whether it's having sex, or singing, or putting on makeup. I'm sorry. Now, number 18, of course, Willie. And I said, you were always on my mind. And then I said, Willie Nelson. Because you guys know who's on my mind. Now, Irene wants to know who's making a fool out of Valerie. Hey, Irene, blow me sideways. Number 19. Because I got to go to the bank. And I've already told them I have to go. And then they give me relax. And I said, I got to go. And he says, relax. And I tell him, last one, slick. And then I write Sophia. And then Irene replies to me, oh, I'm so honored after all this time, Irene. And she says, Suze, you're back. Hi. And I said, I'm in here, Irene. Don't ever think that I'm not here. Because even when my eyes are closed, oh, I'm here. Okay. Now I got the check mark here, and we're in Rex's live stream. So, I thought it was interesting, and the reason why I did put this in, because this is all important to the events of the last 2 days. TFR, live stream testing Rex. I'm odd there. TFR live stream testing. That sure does sound synchronistic to these things I'm talking about that they tease me that I don't know about. And Zoe wants to know, is it true? And Laurel says, beginning of the next cycle, baby, jump on. Oh, jump around. Jump around. And of course, we're having a whole debate on whether or not Stonehenge is still an energy center because they had to rebuild it. Tomato, tomato, bitches. I mean, it's kind of like the Land Patent Act and the church stealing key ley line mega buildings that were never no such thing. And then they built them into it. Check out the mud fossil stuff. Even Chanter knows. Now, we're getting into some very dangerous water, kids. Right here and right now. A lot of people think Rex Bear is a shill because sometimes he's telling really truthful things, and other times he's jumping around like Zorg saying, ack, ack, ack. Well, by the time I rolled into this live stream, we got Dude talking about Buddhist stuff, and that's cool. But we all know the truth about the secret behind the Dalai Lama story. But I'm not trying to piss nobody off or step on no blue suede shoes. I'm just telling a story. So, this dude right here gets upset because Iowa X says, is Steven Seagal the Buddha? And then they tie Steven Seagal into the Dalai Lama. But I didn't drop this piece of gossip the other night. I mean, like I said, my disclosure was over 3 hours long, and it went on to YouTube at an hour 40, or only at an hour 41 because every keyword was taken out. Very technical, the way it happened. Not a chunk. Specific groupings of words. Very important to the story. But let me spill it now. Gossip is on the street that Steven Seagal is no such thing as the big martial artist that he proclaims to be. These other masters that are into the martial arts look at him like a punk-ass pussy. Now, in the meantime, this guy is saying, be very, very careful about talking bad about Steven Seagal. And I thought to myself, now why would he say that? Well, because there's two rotten stories on Steven Seagal, not just one. See, I told you the nice one, which is that he's not the martial artist you think he is. The worst story is involved in your worst nightmare, the thing you're so sick of hearing about. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Deviant sexual acts? I mean, but I didn't say that. That's what everybody else is saying. I just said he's no martial artist. But either way it goes, I think that this guy was warning people to be careful because there's two stories out there. Now, I couldn't help myself here. This Manuel Zafra, what a pain in my ass. Now, he blocks me from seeing all his posts. But this one, and this one shared a post from his group, Jailhouse Rock Club, and it says, thank you all. Oh, thank you to all of yours for following my page, Jailhouse Rock Club. Enjoy. And So you know what I had to do? I had to give him the greatest all-time pictures. I don't know if y'all know what this is, but you remember that old Super Bowl hack from 2018? Well, these are the pictures that I took on my iPhone during the pregame show, not the halftime. Pregame. And I've got a whole series of them that are already global, while everybody cries about their football hero. He longmouth kissed his kid and told him, you know, look at me get a massage from a gay Asian man while I don't got no shirt on. Fucking sick, twisted bunch of weirdos. Okay. The Clash's words to the song Stand By Me. Really good. My cousin Mike shared that video to Keishi's Facebook page, and you know, Keishi is St. Louis's place to go for rock and roll. And if you think Sammy Hagar doesn't know the Elvi, you're fucking nuttier than a fruitcake. The Red Rocker knows. And, well, you don't even want to know how the radio behaves when I'm in the car. Nobody'd believe me if I told you. Okay. There's your last 2 days. Right? Today's third, well, it's Friday morning now because it's 1:02 a.m. But yeah, Wednesday and Thursday. Okay. Those were my notes. Now, like I had told you in the first show, Chanter made a video that mysteriously cut off on him back on December 28th. I mean, pushing 7 minutes of dead air time. Now, I don't know if he explained himself, like when he started his show, but I think I was eating some toast or something, and then I came back, and Chanter was live. For the first time in days. So, let's check this out.
Go off on a verge. You can try that approach, David. I don't know. I would suggest a different approach.
I can't even begin to tell
you. It's no big deal. Look, David, I'll eventually come help you.
I'll be going live later on
YouTube.
YouTube.
You know what I mean?
That would be this. I haven't had a minute down today. Nope.
I'm not mad at you. I thought, David, I'm not mad at you. I thought you were mad at me.
Oh,
David I love. David I love, but David is a lot like me. The things that he knows that he knows.
Watch.
He knows that he knows.
This is how Elvis does it.
So
Hang
he's
on.
convinced that everyone else should know that.
Hey, I know you
and I'm
know
saying
that I
that's
know.
like me.
He goes
So
like,
it is what it
he
is.
goes like this.
Well, one day I'll see
When he
in
flips you off,
theory. And if not, and if I
is how Elvis's hand does.
You have my permission to sneak into the mausoleum, stick Walkman headphones on my corpse, and play the tapes for me. Honestly. And I don't say
I'll
that,
be back.
You know, I in all honesty, that's an oral contract.
Oral contract?
Playing on my funeral.
That's a
It
yeast
might have just as
infection.
much value.
Rush
I mean,
in your mouth.
I'm not saying that they don't have value. I'm just explaining why. Dude, there's so much work obligations that I have. The notion that when it comes to me being
Yeah,
able
you
to
work
talk
really
about
hard.
a YouTube video or to read a book, the notion that I'm going to read anybody else's recommendation or the list of shit that I've recommended to myself, it's not happen. You know what I mean?
Right, because you're head cheese.
Ooh. Rixie's painting a tree. Here's the deal. Rixie says, CW Chanter, maybe you watch my new video with On the Airs about
like
the shocking
monster
Unirock scandal and offer your wise counsel. Meanwhile, true story, Remember that whole thing at the beginning where I'm like, I'm gonna mute this channel. Fuck this. I'm turning this thing off. I don't need to be on live anymore. It was all because I was feeling dejected. I was feeling depressed lately, dejected and out of sorts. So I'm coming back, and I'm gonna make this this YouTube video today that we're experiencing in real time. And I just, I'm doing this. I get to the point where I tweet out the YouTube link from YouTube. I go to YouTube, it goes to share it to Twitter, blah 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 blah. So I'm just going through YouTube, kind of this whatever. And I see this. I see a Unirock Uprising by Reem C.
I don't like that
And I'm
big
like,
popcorn. This
Reem
is
C's
the popcorn.
already moved on.
I like
I've been
this
away from
small
YouTube for so long. Reem C
I don't think
once
the big
a
girls
friend,
taste as good as these little
a
ones.
fan, a mutual fan of each other, so close. Now he's making videos about me.
I believe that.
The blue was something, but the purple's really good.
No, fuck you. You know what I mean? No one's got any loyalty. Like, you know what I mean? Like all this like crazy. I don't think so well. In case anyone's curious, like, you know what I mean? As whatchamacallit, as who is it? George Carlin once famously said, "These are the thoughts that kept me out of a good school." So whatever. So I had no idea that there was a controversy. I thought it was just you being pro Unirock. By the way, there's no shocking scandal. I'm trying to clickbait CW. Damn it! Fuck me. You know what I mean? This is why I don't play the live chat man from that anymore.
No way, no
Oh my
how.
god. Jesus Christ.
Don't be
There's
bringing
no
him
shocking
into it.
scandal? Uni ain't Reem C's faith anymore? Why not? There you go, beautiful. Tony Mack, with wise advice, do yourself a favor and get the fuck out of your own head. Hey man, I've been trying to find the exit door out of my own head for a while, man. Time travel then seems to do the trick. So we'll figure out what we're gonna try next. What is one thing from 2018 CW doesn't want to see on 2019? Interesting question. Oh, Uni had called for an uprising on. You know, I think I saw that. I saw that. I thought I. Oh yeah. Okay. So I remember seeing call for an uprising. Not seeing him having watched it, but seeing that it was on one of the things. The thing with Unirock that I like, but I don't like, is this notion of, I've got nothing to say against him personally, but it's this whole notion of, it's like he represents to me, the YouTube madness of like, constantly being on and constantly talking and constantly talking about things like, point out the fact that the flat earth has been debunked. You know what I mean? I feel like, okay, you know what I mean? It's great, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. So all these things are
Nobody knows what it is.
Into disarray, or people end up putting their foot wrong with the audience. We'll see what happens. I'll check out the video, I'll check out the video and see what it was all about. But it is what it is. So we'll see what it is. So there you go. So that's interesting. Yeah, be careful. Be careful of the decisions you make in the company you keep.
Better tag it.
Yeah, look, so David points out the fact that I just wasn't into the time regression thing that much. I've been waiting for you to work through that.
Mm-hmm. Mental illness. It's a bitch.
Interesting.
Living in the past.
So, yeah.
Weirdo.
So, hold on.
You gotta get that nose. The worms have come out to play. Ugh. Like I said, I am not new age. Hey, Biggie Boho. Oh, I mean, ew. Gross.
So the part of the thing with the time travel from making a video or never making a video again.
Come on.
The
I
time
didn't do
travel
nothing.
thing.
I'm minding my own business. Always.
It was what it was, but
It's
again,
my
like
life,
any work,
my business.
any dedicated working
Mm-hmm.
is going
Mhm.
to have, if it's truly successful, is going to have vibrations and lessons
Look, it's me.
unintended. New things, unexpected things that you didn't know you were looking for, but you found in them.
at night. Watch this. Wait. It goes like this.
So part of that process
It goes like
was
this.
for me knowing
These go
that
round. This one
heretofore
goes straight,
not having
and the two are in.
approached things
Just like
from
this.
a time traveling tech. But knowing and understanding that it was something that I was doing personally and I was interested in for all the reasons that we explored and talked about personally, that I decided to do it.
He's a worm in a pantsuit.
Even though it might cost viewers or cause
His penis is a parasite.
longtime fans to be like, "What is this?" Or plenty of people said, "When is CW Chanter going to get back to the old CW Chanter stuff? I miss him. I'm done with this." But the whole point is this: like when the Beatles were ready to make the White Album, I'm sure they knew and understood that not everyone in their pop fan base was going to go along with it. But that was probably part of the point. You know what I mean? You have to be true to yourself, or you
Oh, I
just
will.
end up in rote repetition. Where you just end up doing kind of the same thing over and over again. Fan service slash predictable product. And having a predictable product is good in a lot of senses, in a lot of ways. But I'm not really interested in winning that sort of game.
No?
I'm not really interested in maximizing YouTube viewership or being a YouTube success.
Bullshit.
So that turns into a different thing, and that's deviated and a sidetrack off of my primary goal, which is to share information, to make connections, and to have mutually beneficial experiences.
Tag it.
In a forum, not the forum, if that makes sense. It doesn't matter to me that we're doing this on YouTube or Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or Vimeo, whatever the case may be. The platform is not, the restaurant, the bar, the club is not what I care about. It's the activities happening there and doing something with the community and with the vibe and with the energy in these locations.
What, the worm energy? No way.
So, how did I get onto that?
I don't want none.
So, beautiful. So, doing the time traveling thing, even though I was seeing people be like, and I was even saying to myself, like I was watching the actual numbers, and you have to remember that the time traveling thing came right on the tail end of, I guess
Everybody should have fun.
Gate, you know what I mean? The no SSP, TM.
Party like it's 1999, Chanter.
So many channels with me and Justin Caroline channels to grow organically.
What do you think about
There was this notion of like, what do you do there? How do you respond to that? I had a choice, like, keep on trying to do that thing to win market share or to be funny guy or whatever the case may be. But I chose purposely.
That is a Priscilla impersonator from UK. It is. She got a Facebook page.
Is that a terrible word?
Adam Presley. Read it and weep. Look like an angel. Walk like an angel.
Maybe that's the word. Maybe that's the word that can be used. The notion of
Hey, Big Boots.
Deborah!
Hey, long time no see, baby. Happy New Year. Wait till you see this. You ain't got no panties on the dance floor, girl. You'll see. I'll stop the footage for you.
And it changes you. Like doing anything worthwhile changes you. So I think that the time
Not
travel
Chanter,
experience has
don't
taught me a
worry.
lot. Like I don't think that
Yuck.
I'm going to be needing to
Here we go. Ready?
turn myself into repeating rules.
Everybody hold on to their skivvies.
Even though those are the patterns that people like, or commenting on people just to keep that whole thing going. And controversy hunting. And
I've already seen it.
What's that? So, it just
Chanter
may
supposedly
be.
got a 44. Hey, be quiet, Chanter.
I don't know.
I'm just telling people. Chanter says he has a 44-inch penis. And a half. What do you think about that?
But the time traveling thing is still going on for me, and I think it's still a thing that we're going to talk about, but I don't think it's going to be a thing that we talk about every day.
Well, I bet.
So I think if people are kind of getting tweaked on that tip, then they can relax a little bit.
That's a
because I think
method.
that the notion of like
Word.
playlists.
I've never been a tweaker.
There's segments of my videos, sections of my videos that I feel like organically can be kind of bookended with each other. And
Yeah, I
say,
got a
like,
lot.
during this period he was doing this. Like, not to be like hack-gloom about it, but like David Bowie went through different phases where he was doing this phase, it's the thing like Duke phase, it was the Ziggy Stardust phase. You go through different phases. So I think
Who's
that,
I don't know.
sometimes, Robin Nicholson says your brain sometimes overthinks TV Chanter.
Oh, Robin don't know her ass from a hole in the ground.
So is overthinking the issue? No way.
Suck ass.
Dude. Wow. There you go. You know what I mean?
Hanging around with a bunch of kids.
She's
She's
older.
her age, but that's it.
She's not intimidated by quasi-gay guys. It's all right. It's what she wants to hang around. I want to hang around with number one in his magical mystery tour.
Socks, shoes, outfits.
Mm-hmm.
Is this?
Nope.
Just don't end the video. Just don't end the video. You're fine. There you go. We're good.
Oh, you are not
So
good.
it's disclosure gonna happen in 2019. Disclosure never gonna happen.
Oh, yes, you will.
It is what it is. So look, if a lot of people ask that, is the notion
Network's
that there's
got
an
him.
aspect of who I am that's about this.
Oh, they know Chanter global,
Working
worldwide.
it out awkwardly, talking through it, going back and
Oh, you
forth,
a nobody.
pondering,
Kitty?
stuff like this. So there's always been this kind of
Hey,
acceptance
I'm talking.
and organically being like in the moment, because I feel as though what
I'm
is
talking,
really
my show,
cliche
my intellectual property.
someone being in the moment is
I'm doing spiritual research, Mr. Computerhead.
imitated,
I know you know.
imitated,
We know.
Give me a hard way to go.
Yeah.
knowing or understanding. But then what I
We better
say is
have a
that
talk.
organically, while there's improvement to be made, there's certain aspects of me that are just how it is. They're just the way I think about things, the way things are for me. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. There you go.
My
That's
friend, the
something that
Invisible Man.
random popping off. Random feedback from bits and pieces of the live chat, tuned into, tuned out of, misunderstood, understood.
Probably the smoothest shooter I've ever had.
Everything. We'll get to that
It
tonight.
was down, so nice.
Yeah.
It was like a bottle.
How
So
is
good.
the store?
Yeah.
I
What do
like
I-
it too. so
Let me
I
ask you
thought,
this.
what
Let
the
me
hell?
ask you this. Guys, what
Alright, so
may I have missed?
My necklace just won't stay centered. Isn't that sad?
We already talked about you were acting in the show that's called for an upward. I said, I'll have to check that out. I remember seeing that And I remember recognizing the call from Robert Rising's name and being like,
Hey,
that's
Merrimack
odd.
Stinky. Come
I
on,
also
lay down.
remember that New York has had what was his name? Rob 2 from InfoWars on as well. And here's what I noticed. Here's what I'm seeing.
What?
I see trends.
Your
Looking at my
hair
Twitter
is not
feed,
one of 'em.
looking at the YouTube subscriptions, looking at things, I see that people are going through changes and transitions.
They're getting the hell away from
There's
you.
certain trends that I noticed. Number one trend that I've noticed, and then we can talk about trends that you may have noticed that we can clue me into, is that I have noticed that there's been this kind of subtle uni-rock backlash. In the sense that
Because of Red Dead
for the first
Redemption,
time,
you
I'm seeing
weirdo.
organically in my Twitter feed a lot of not hate towards uni rock, but commentary about uni rock, kind of naturally.
Because he's a redheaded jackass.
What's the real value?
Barbarian.
I
Boof.
like uni rock personally. He helped me out a lot with the video that I did when Joe got passed.
I saw it.
I've had positive experiences with him, and I like him personally, so this shouldn't be taken as anything like that. This is me noting the trend. I didn't have anything negative to say about the guy, but I did notice this kind of flowering
Sorry.
in my Twitter.
Not.
Uni rock shade, kind of people being like they didn't really like him that much, or they didn't think there was value in what he was doing, or questions about the eternal shill question, which I think is ridiculous. I think that he's a person who does YouTube, has a career path, and
No, he doesn't.
suffers the trials and tribulations involved.
It is not a career. He has no skills. You have to have a skill set.
So we gotta see what happens. So obviously things that people can put foots wrong. So it might be that some of this new rock stuff has to do with this Paul Rising video that I think I definitely at this point should check out. I say that David Baker's probably does not get sent to the list of your recommendations. We'll see if I ever get around to it. We'll see what happens. But I would especially be interested in noticing. That's also so interesting to me. It's like, not to make it all about me and my ego, but isn't it so funny the way that, like, I saw James did a video about Uni Rock, you just mentioned Uni Rock, and all of a sudden I'm like, what? You're not allowed to do that. But at this moment in time, seeing you do
You want to be incognito.
How did you?
Nobody knows who you are. Don't worry. And you're not Trump.
I gotta check that out.
Oh, I do. Yeah, tell that to a 54-year-old grandma fighting for her life. Tell me that time's running out.
He's in disguise.
An iconoclastic stranger. I think it was in late 2018 of the ability to live stream.
They are. Sad but true.
I think that maybe she didn't know that was
Adam Presley, my friend.
That's an action. She's like streaming like constantly. Very interesting. You get to learn. When
That's
you're
funny
kind
shit.
of,
Number one's gonna love that. He will.
Years, depending on the point in time it is. There's exceptions. Like if I talk about David Wilcox or some other individual, those videos go to 1,000 views, 2,000 views, no problem. But for the most part, I noticed that if you look at my channel over time, the average view numbers tend to kind of fit into this nice range.
My dad
Some
would
videos
say
get
he's
X
playing the
amount,
smallest
some
violin.
videos get whatever, but the Rose is great. Like, she gets
I was always
an
like, what?
average of like 50 views per video. That's a good like Canadian. And in one sense, it's like, oh, what am I worried talking about her? It's like,
You're talking about me.
but it's this
50
notion
viewers on a
of these
video.
48 to 49 other individuals that clearly watch all of the
Hey,
videos.
watch.
And she's
It's hard to
something
do
like
with the
that,
right
and
hand,
feeling
okay?
that
No, we're not
the
allowed.
majority of
So if you do this
of
first, no way. It's hard.
average-
These fingers want to work the
These are
same, see?
people
You gotta go like this.
I'm
exceptional.
to
When tuck
again
these ones
who watch
in.
everything. Like, I guarantee you, I think, based on my estimation,
There it is.
there's probably about 500 people in the world who watch everything that I do from start to finish. Honestly,
You're despicable.
looking at my analytics and trying to
You're worse than a bad peer.
deconstruct or to reverse engineer
She's got
the
cramps.
best as possible.
She's bloated, irritable.
I really do believe that there's 500 individuals who more or less will watch anything that I do from start to
Because they're
finish.
shills like you. Tag it. And I
And I think the same is true with Rose. I think these 48 people that I see as her average viewership, she's got videos like she's got videos on my experience that go up to like 30,000 views, whatever the case may be. I don't know why none of my videos do that. But,
Don't you worry about it.
But the day-to-day videos that she makes, and we
Oh,
got
he'll
some
tell
fun.
you he's
She
talking
doesn't
about
wanna
somebody
make
else.
these
Oh, I know
kind
who
of
you are.
By reach, I can totally get off my rocker. I can totally be wrong, but whatever.
You are wrong. Absolutely.
The notion of these 48 individuals who watch Rose's new blueprint as subscribers and as repeat viewers is fascinating to me because I know that there's like, that there's people that like think that what she's saying is absolutely 100% on the money and she's a genius and she's got good information and good speculation, so they watch. Then there are people that are tuned in for if she's one of these people like Jay Essex or like TV Chanter who live their life in the public eye.
He elevates himself to another jackass.
To let you know.
No.
Rose will really let you in on what's going on with her life. You will get to know the cast of characters. You will know her sisters' names. You will know who they call Mom on Christmas. And it's fascinating.
Right, you know my mom isn't alive. Right, and I don't have any sisters, technically.
She's
One creepy brother.
To the Rose New Blueprint experience. And I'm tuned into the Rose New Blueprint experience, but I know this about it. What happened to let me still our chat? So I'll see you guys in a little. It's fascinating to me. So these are trends that I noticed. I noticed her just bombarding like all the time, like 4 or 5 videos a day. And I think it's all tied into her just discovering how to live stream, which is brilliant. I think it's just brilliant. Also, I've been going crazy watching my boy Ivan Teller, who is doing great stuff. You know what I mean? I just think he's just fascinating.
When's the last time you talked about Ivan Teller?
Look at the stuff that Ivan Teller's doing and feeling like, not that I think that he's watching my videos or anything, but there is this vibe. So people were asking about things about 2019, like we were talking about time traveling earlier and about how good.
3 days in and they're asking him.
It's not going to be an everyday terrifying. So, we're gonna be,
I'm coming to you every damn day. I know, it's crazy. I shouldn't do it.
Time travel stuff. Having said that, when we talk about things that I think would be trending in this community,
I made a New Year's resolution for the first time ever.
Conspiracy theory land community.
That's not what this
It's
is.
definitely going to be time travel.
It is not.
Don't ask me why. It's just
Because you don't know.
Because going back 20 years to 1999, we're right on the cusp of the millennium. That whole pre-millennium tension, time, the notion of time, the notion of novelty, the notion of new changes and ideas. Also, that year the Matrix came out. and this embrace of this notion of simulated reality,
Get on my
virtual
last
reality
damn
as
nerve,
being
Chanter.
a potential dystopian future or utopian future that humanity can find themselves in. It's going to be very, very interesting. And time traveling is very organic to that process.
Like you know how.
Because you're dealing with the process of malleable and mutable
Your
realities.
life's a
If that makes
joke.
any sense. So
You're
time
not even
traveling
really doing the
technology
work.
works organically
You're mocking it.
with those themes and ideas. So I think that you're going to see time traveling.
That doesn't wind up
definitely,
good, no matter
in no
which
small
master
part,
you
I think,
serve.
due to my activities and our interests and our mutual desire.
Especially if you serve the dark forces. Don't mock them.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
You get a pineapple up your ass. You probably like it though. That's one of Sonny's sayings. Collins.
So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next. I was going to next. All I know
Funny
is I'm
Sonny.
tired. I'm just
I know
yelling.
you are. You better go to bed.
So I'm gonna work on
10
recognize
o'clock.
that organic energy and
Get off the phone.
go and wrap this up.
Right, because I'll be live
So
streaming
I've
all
had
about
an
it
amazing
tonight
amount
while
of
you're
time and
asleep.
experience talking to you. Thank you guys. You guys kind of
He was tired at 10.
I
Oh,
definitely
good.
started this video in a kind of a funky mood.
You're
Not
still
a funky mood
funky.
like bam, get on it, fuck it.
You're still
Not so much
funky.
that as so much as like, hey guys, whatever.
Not the good way.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe cancer is just light waves that got trapped in your body and decided to do nothing. I don't know, whatever the case
Oh,
may
you want to
be.
tease somebody
And
about
you know,
cancer?
interacting, going back and forth, it definitely. It's replicatable experience.
Classy.
You
Mature
do
you.
it and then does it. I used to worry about the content that I was making or titling them the right way or whatever. This, that, the other thing, trying to make the channel grow.
Wait till you see the title of this
So
one.
I tuned in, I opened up the webcam.
Oh, he didn't
I
mean
opened up
anything.
myself and I allowed
And the
the chance to happen.
Sanhedrin. You're
And
talking
allowed
about the
you to experience
Sanhedrin
the
tonight.
experience, you know, its depth and glory. Maybe more videos in the future, a couple of videos in the future we'll hone in on context and actual have topics.
Hey, I still think you need to go on Flow Rider.
Around getting back
Oh,
into
I
the
mean
groove
Flow
of things.
Destroyer.
You saw me
Flow
on the
Destroyer.
Cantina.
Right, him. I'll give you a
Talking
fucking
trash.
taco.
So many things to get back to on the to-do list.
Alright, Benny. Clean your room and go to bed.
But
Wake up
one
and
good thing
shut
talk
up.
about regulation, one good thing that I've been working on is getting to bed earlier.
Right.
So we get back to that
Good
too.
night.
So I'm going to say goodbye and good night
Good.
for now. Not forever, but
Get
for
off the
now.
phone.
50 live viewers, that's crazy. It's really interesting to me that happens sometimes still. Check out Rosemary's Blueprint. Check out Ivan Teller. Fascinating characters, fascinating, beautiful people. Ivan Teller is one of my favorite YouTube content creators, without a doubt.
You never talk
Second
about
one is my
him.
favorite YouTube content creator of all time. Ramsey, the one and
Picking
only.
up the new
Truly
guys.
love his stuff. Recommend.
Kind of like Mel.
And we'll see what goes tonight.
Why aren't you talking about your buddy Richie Allen? Richard Allen of the Barron family? Oh, you don't want to talk about that, do you?
Everybody had with the bizarreness of the
Okay.
explosions around Corey Gate.
No, there is no Corey
Has
Gate.
led people
But
to all sorts of
but what
different
about
places,
Joe
all
Gate?
sorts of
Joe from the Carolinas.
and avenues.
I
Better
mean,
stay
he's
away,
in the
Joe.
space program and doing punk rock.
Joe, I think
Everybody's
someone
Joe.
Sucks.
His home territory, which I think is beautiful and good. Talking about.
I wanna know who Michael is.
And talking about narcissistic personality.
I want to know who
disorders
Charles is.
and the like from a more informed, traditionally informed perspective.
I want to know who Shane is.
So I think that guy's doing good work, and my hats off to him as well.
No, you're just trying to find somebody to talk
I've
about.
been away for a while. It might take me a minute to get back in the swing of things. Hopefully, I'll get back into the swing of things.
Hopefully
Naturally and
never.
organically, and with good times and fun times ahead. And hopefully those people who tuned into this video got something out of this video. It's not just this notion of a vlog
Right.
video. I guess it is what it is, and I guess they happen organically, and there's a title for that sort of content because that sort of content exists, and I think it exists organically. So maybe it's just this, but at the same time, I feel like it's anathema to me, and yet I
That's
feel like it's
anathema.
anathema all the time. Make of that what you will. As far as my future timeline,
You better get off the phone.
concerned, I will definitely be back in the secret space program with Glow School. And as I speculated about before, you know, starting in 2019, I love this 20-year back program. I love the 20 years in the past. And it's not trying to live there, it's trying to create a conscious connection to that past
Oh, bullshit.
in order to experiment with the fluidity of time itself.
Bullshit.
So don't get tripped out on it being making love to 1999 because there's something spectacular special about 1999. No, it's just
You've never made love to anything or anybody in your life except for food and alcohol.
That we can experiment with going to. So 1999, I'm definitely into the 1999 music. I haven't.
You better get into Sophia. She's coming to whoop that ass of
Also, I have to
yours.
see what happens with the playlist from December of 1998. Should they stick around? Do they need to be cherry
Except for the
picked
glasses, that's
or
beautiful.
cultivated and/or pruned to get to a canon of truly wonderful 1998-ishness for future for the edification and enjoyment and time traveling adventures of future members of the Secret Space Program Whistleblower School. I don't know who's gonna have the time and effort to do that. I've watched a lot of these videos. It's a lot easier to add a video to a playlist than to watch the actual 45 minutes of Ukrainian farming technology video, right? Just because it was filmed in December 1998. Anyway, love you lots. I'm definitely spending a lot of time in 1999. First 3 months are going to be in 1999. Then I'm going to be taking a side journey to recapitulate in 1997 for myself for no particular reason. And then
Just because you're
tail end of that's projected
mentally ill.
Yeah, and you guys know that I'm never going to predict in the future. I love you. I gotta go. Peace be upon you. I love you.
You do not. Okay. So, that was 35 minutes of Chanter's big show tonight. And you ask, well, Suze, even though you're tired, aren't you curious what got said at the beginning of the show? Well, of course. How could I even, like, blow dodge without seeing? And remember, he's tired of trying to make up good titles for his shows. So this show that was streamed 3 hours ago is called Johnny Polka Dot and Funky Sandhedron. It's an hour and 20-minute and 11-second video, which means I missed some. And that's okay, because sometimes you don't get to see everything. Now, let's just do something. Give me just a second. There we go. I mean, it's all about Lawrence Welk, is what I think. And then what I also think is that we need some money. Some money. I do need money. You know, I'm like one of the only people that hasn't even made a wooden nickel off of all the information and dedication. I mean, I actually have legitimate things that I can sell as a businesswoman. Jewelry, enzyme developers, hair color, but oh no, I can't work.
Just all these douchebags can. But that's okay. Now, oh, I was trying to get some music. Right. And what we're going to do is go to one of the nicest people on the internet. Royalty-free music. You know, people love to bitch about music. But you can go here and use anything you want. And this is, like I said here again, royalty-free music. And it's called Here We Go. So we'll go ahead. We've got the volume low. Let it get started. Alright, Lawrence Welk is in position. Copyright-free music in position. Jackass to the front.
Just hang out in this here is fine. Long time no see, long time no see, long time no see. Hold on, let me take care of the hair moments.
Look like you gained a few pounds there, Chanter.
You've gone away for so long, you know what I mean? I'm being completely honest.
Mario Heat says, the Chanter lives.
That's for me. I nearly woke up living at mom's house. Honestly. Wild ride, incredibly strange journey. It got really personal at the end, which is why I basically disappeared from online. Though I was having amazing experiences and certainly had things worth exploring and talking about, there was just no way that I could create again. So I find myself now on the, on the flip side of coming to the transportation, teleportation machine.
Did you get stuck in it because your fat ass couldn't get out?
I'm in a post-experience.
You fallen and you couldn't get up.
To be honest, I knew that the time was coming for me to participate again, to get live again, to
adjust your
throw
attitude,
myself out there again, to be with you guys again. But
live for your blood type.
I was feeling, detached from the experience.
Oh.
Doing the YouTube channel for so long.
Boo-boo kitty.
Accustomed to, internal rhythms and thought processes and I guess, habituation, habits, to the activity and the experience. It's one of the things you do, so in your day-to-day life, you have an experience, I'll do a video about that, or something, comes across your perspective, your point of view, whether it's a TV broadcast, a movie, a song, or another YouTube clip, and it all integrates itself after a while into patterns. And you know what doing YouTube is, and you're comfortable with it, and you're comfortable with the experience, et cetera, et cetera. And now it's almost like waking up. Now, I've never woken up in a ward having had a stroke.
Oh, what about a mental ward?
My invocation of this as a metaphor is a bit cavalier. You know what I mean? Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Wow, you're cocky jackass.
But I want to say that it's like I'm coming up in, the stroke ward, and there, somewhere deep inside is these interconnections are supposed to come back online, but they come online in fits and starts. You recognize the woman in the corner, and you can say that she's an important woman in your life, but you have to be reminded over and over again that she's your wife of 35 years. Do you know what I mean? it's this familiar unfamiliarity, which where I now found myself, where like literally, I don't know what to say to you guys. I mean, I know that it's time to do this exercise. I know that it's time to plug back in, to talk to you guys, to see you, to be seen, to let people know I'm still alive. Um, and but there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect internal to me where I know that I'm supposed to do this, but it's like I don't really know why. It's not even that I don't know why. It's I don't know what to say. The latest greatest idea I guess hasn't come around yet. I've just been so fixated on the stuff that was going on in my personal life and the personal application of a lot of the things that we've been talking about and discussing vis-a-vis time travel, going back to 1998. But more and more doing that, I found myself being drawn to that internal practice of doing the time travel exercise for myself and not coming out of it to touch base or to talk or whatever, but just really dedicating them my energy to finding different clips on YouTube, finding different songs I could remember, movies I remembered from back in the day, and recapitulating them or re-experiencing them, um, reflecting upon the thoughts and involved in the whole time travel experience. Is it just a nostalgia trip? What are we doing here? What's going on? Weird moments, being scared of the weird moments. But like I said, so much of what I was talking about was being put forward as a personal practice that one could engage in to help the group activity of traveling back in time. I mean, if people are coming to this broadcast out of sequence or without context, I could clearly see and understand how this would be potentially problematic if we were to be introduced into a court of law where the issue at question was, I don't know, my sanity or fitness to engage in certain professional activities. But for those, I mean, that would be, I would feel that would be insulting because in context, there's a context. But I guess anything out of context is could seem crazy. Or maybe that's like the notion of like a way that we could measure the value of life and whether or not you're really living your individual life, your individual expression to the fullest, freeing yourself from the bonds and strictures of common society and common activities and superficial discourse. That if one were to be truly pushing themselves to be where they wanted to be, where they needed to be in their headspace and dedicating their thoughts and processes to the ultimate expression of them individually, free from any sort of consideration of how it will be interpreted by
That's
the
right,
mass
Channelot.
or free from any sort of obligation
Watch your
to
foot.
put oneself in a box of proper normative behaviors. Uh, that would, by definition, any 5 minutes or 6 minutes of that would be appear to be to most people an expression of insanity. Maybe not. I don't know. That's just
So my screen has just
freewheeling thoughts
froze.
and ideas
Time is still
out of the
ticking.
gate, coming back.
154:04.
I'm gonna
Somebody's
be honest,
messing with the
it's
stream.
been one of those times where I'm like, I become obsessed with the notion of the idea
Under
of
the Fair Use Act of 1970 flippin' 6, all these things
nuking the channel.
are used for education, for criticism, for spiritual research, and for journalistic reporting of the citizen nature. This man is a nuisance to society and a pain in my ass.
Something happens that needs to get right, or
That's fine. Play your games.
a condition that needs to be gotten over.
Yeah, like
or
you.
whether it's hallelujah, I did it. I did whatever I needed to do with the YouTube channel, and I've had that experience. It's like anything. So
No.
if you stay too long,
You're
there's a
part of a
point at
secret
which
group of bad people
you're
that
at
are
the
going
party and you don't
down.
want the party to ever end. And there's a
Oh,
moment
chair to
too
your
long,
party,
you're gonna see things
the way
for
you're
what they are.
gaining
The
weight.
lights come up. You see people
43 years
who
old.
once were
You're a mess.
majestic night dancers, caterwauling and you know, catapulting around the room in a liquid dance of florid fluorescent color. The lights come on and they're just, you know, human beings who stay too long at the party with, you know, big bottom, bell bottom jeans blackened by the dirt of the warehouse floor.
Bell bottoms, huh?
And wide-eyed, fractured, glazed expressions upon their faces, wondering, oh man, what's next?
Tch.
So you don't want to stay.
You're
too
gonna
long
hit
at
the
party.
bottle probably if you already
Relationships can be
haven't.
the same way. There've been times when I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but I've had more than one mature relationship where people at some point realized that the issue wasn't a solvable issue between the two previous partners. The issue was going to be resolved by those people realizing that whatever brought them together, whatever their experience was together,
Better
whatever
watch
their
your
journey
step,
of
chubby.
walking the sun was together, had come to a natural conclusion. You know what I mean? That it had come, went, faded, been. Not to be denigrated for
Oh, but that's what you want to do.
not being a forever, but being able to be, you know, but being worthy of celebration for having occurred, you know.
You mean when you were getting all them girls to give you head in college?
But you could spoil it. You know, you spoil the cake by leaving it too long in the oven.
No, because you gave them jaw aches. You said you made them work for
Drop
hours to get
thick,
you off.
eventually can, you know, rot on the vine. So there's this notion.
You got a
there's
rotten
this
vine.
notion of time and season and knowing when to call things.
Oh,
It's
call a
been
spade a
liberating
spade.
Because this is the first time that I've been away from the channel for this extended period of time, and
I
have
think
been
you
able to be
fell off the
comfortable
wagon.
with it. Not feeling like I'm fighting some.
I feel like you hit a major depression over the holidays. Remember last Christmas when you got all tanked up? Remember that, Channelot? Made the
some
ass out of yourself
clock,
at the
you know,
bar?
that's ticking off in the distance that needs to be addressed.
I mean the
You
saloon,
know, that we need
not
to get
the
out, we need to
lawyer
get more
bar.
Content, we need to do this, we need to beat the algorithm, we need to make the channel grow, we need to be this, we need to be a success, we need to achieve this goal, we need to achieve that goal.
For the team, right?
And
The Conscious
so even when
Consumption
I took
Network
myself
team.
out of the mix, purposely, I was just not in a condition or state of affairs at the end of the night to record videos because of what I was doing or what I
Crying
was
like a little
experiencing
bitch all
during the
day.
I would be upset with myself if there'd be this notion of like, you're screwing up, kid, because you have got to get back to doing the videos.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't feel that way this time. There were honestly times, like there were moments like that even today before, you know, I didn't know I was gonna record this video until maybe like 7 or 8 o'clock tonight.
Nice shawl.
Like it wasn't a thing like where.
Oh, you guys
know,
can't see it, but Shump's
I
got
felt
a
during the day like, oh, here's the idea, here's the
beautiful
thing, here's
shawl.
the concept, here's what we can do with it. It was just this notion that around like 7 or 8 o'clock, I thought, what am I gonna do with myself tonight? What am I gonna do? Okay, yeah. It's been a while. I'll make it.
go in the bathroom, read a magazine.
But it's kind of like. It's not that I'm not up for it.
No? What are you up for? Nightmares? Lawsuits? Imprisonment? Or a diet? Multiple choice question. Where'd you go?
I honestly don't care. You know, like honestly. Like,
We
I
know
feel
you
like,
don't care.
Like I feel like honestly. I
And
feel
you
like
don't love the people you say you love.
That happens every couple of.
You're
it used to
selfish
happen more often.
and
But I just
slovenly.
feel like fuck it. Like I could just like you could turn around tomorrow and I could the channel could be like every video sent to private. That's
Oh,
like, that
set
used
'em
be
to
a
private,
frequent occurrence.
please.
Well, not frequent occurrence, but frequent enough. I don't care anymore. I don't care about anything.
Right, you were in a
I
depression.
apologize,
You
know,
don't
like, I don't know
care.
if this is me,
You better
that's
tag
me
it, Chanter
comparing.
fans.
Maybe I know I don't want this to turn one of the videos that I have to like delete, 30 seconds after, but I might.
Oh, I hope you
So
delete it.
whoever's tuned in, today, you might be seeing something special because we might be here for a moment and then the moment's gone, and I might just say to myself, "This is not worth keeping up."
We'll see. You sure you got a lot of dead air space. Hola? Senor Ben. Did you take a jet, Benny? Are you on the benzoids? Isn't there classifications of drugs
But
like
it's
that?
it's also entirely possible that I need to remind myself that when I feel this way, oftentimes,
Mm-hmm. You need a shrink.
oftentimes, I need to remind myself that when I'm feeling the need to make these most dramatic of proclamations,
You need a diaper.
to settle down
Settle down now.
and to realize that life is it's a marathon, not a sprint. And
Your fat ass can't walk,
probably
sprint,
what's
or
going on
jump.
is that I was away for organic reasons, and there's been a lot of stuff
Organic.
that's going on in my personal life. It's just
I bet your wife's
different
pissed at
place,
you.
and it might just be that I can recognize, and I think it's dawning upon me in real time.
Mhm.
That the fact that there's a disconnect between I knew organically that I wanted to make the video. I knew that I wanted to make the video. It was a desire. I'm not coerced. Like I said, the whole point was this time around my absence from YouTube was distinguishable by a lack of anxiety associated with it. Like I came to a place where I was totally at peace with the notion
You don't
of
look at peace. You look a mess.
you may one day make another YouTube video and you may honor the truth of never making another YouTube video ever again.
We could only be so lucky, Scratchy.
And
OKB says you're tired,
so
CW.
if one feels the desire to do a YouTube video,
Your wife and
despite-
children need you more than us. OKB needs CW.
despite that,
We are here no
hey,
matter
Chris,
how long
if
a
that's
break
Chris,
you
I
take.
don't know, that's a long
Just
time
take
ago.
one. You were so sad this time last year. Tag it. Fell off the wagon, drunk jackass
If I come back to do something
at the
that I was
bar,
free to not do
talking
again,
crap.
then even though it might be, it just takes a little bit of, it's like exercise. Practice makes perfect. And
Now,
you-
I want to bring into evidence
stop
that
riding
Brandon
bikes for
Young
10 years and then get back on,
says the year
just
before
riding the bike,
CW
you
streamed every day.
do it again. You gotta remember to
Well, I
pick
said
it
I'm
up.
streaming every
You gotta
day,
pick it up after a moment.
and he hasn't streamed any of the days of 2019 until
That muscle
today.
memory to kick back in, and it might take a little
Today's the
while
4th.
for
Well, the
the
5th.
disconnect between
Whatever.
your muscle memory and your muscle's abilities to maintain and do
You have no
things,
muscle
the way
tone.
you used to to interconnect and integrate. So it might be that I need to remind myself that it might just be the case that I need to make 5 awkward videos.
KB wants CW to pick his head up, but I think what the thing is CW's got that phenomena that other people are having where they lose their neck. They're just head and shoulders. And I don't know if that's weight or so they can't turn around to defend themselves. I don't know.
Aren't tinged with this patina of tepid explanation.
Affluent for you says, KB, grab my crotch.
Tragic lethargy.
Charles Williams says naked.
A long space of time will go by and I'll make a video to stay in the swing.
Jeanette says, yeah,
You're always half of
you're gonna be sore and your butt a hurt.
esoteric, kind of cryptic, hinting at what's going on in my personal life, that they keep you away for so long, and then it's half,
Cryptic.
and I don't know if I care anymore, and blah blah blah, and then it's, well, I guess if it's half this and half that, we're at a half, so I should have gone with third.
Hey, FYI,
Whatever.
Out of Mind says, Discord really messed with my PC. I had to uninstall. Was blue screen hell. And Reamsey doesn't understand Discord.
Oh God, I can't imagine.
I don't go there.
Devoted to every 2 or 3 weeks another transmission of, yeah, so I don't know what this video is going to be about, but well, you guys bothered to subscribe, so I might as well do something for you.
Oh, you should do something for him.
I could light myself on fire,
That'd be good.
but I won't. You know what I mean? I don't know if it makes any sense in the world. Let me get a little bit closer.
Ugh.
Tune into the live chat. See what's going on.
Affluent for you says CW thinks we're not real with a wink. Brandon.
Oh, here's the thing, guys.
Brandon says he has
Just like-
so much
seems
to
like old
offer.
times. If you got a question or comment for me, go ahead and put them in all caps so I know it's a question or comment for me.
Ew, Cindy's
Thank you,
giving
Beaver.
him
That's
a
beautiful
kiss.
sentiment. Thank you so much. And I know, like, no offense, it's not just me trying to pat myself on the back, but I know and understand that there are people that really truly do enjoy and get into the CW Chanter thing. I'm honored by that. I'm blessed by that. I don't think it's healthy if I were to allow it to be any sort of obligation or pressure, but it is something to.
You look like your pressure's building up. You're
to
gaining
cherish
weight.
and
You're
to have
puffy.
value in. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's probably good.
And your
healthy.
thrush infection
You
is
need to remind you every
disgusting.
once in a while, as it was beautiful.
That's
When
that
I was there,
white-coated tongue.
When I say I was out of touch,
Yeast.
I was out of touch. Like,
Chronic
I was-
yeast
I was,
infection.
tweeting less. I was commenting to people. People were sending me Skype messages or Twitter texts, DMs, or even real time, text messages for people who are in the
Mario
car
Heat's
with
gonna
me.
delete the Discord channel
And I'd
too.
get a text and I would respond.
I think it's still the best way to have a voice
And then you
chat
send me a
channel,
text
which
on
some people
Tuesday.
requested.
2 Tuesdays from now, I'm getting back to you with, so sorry I haven't responded.
Wait,
I'll
what'd you
respond
say?
shortly once I get, if it makes any sense in the world. Let me get a little bit closer.
I shouldn't have been
Tune into the
talking.
live chat. See what's going on. Oh, here's the thing, guys. Also, it just seems like old times. If you got a question or comment for me, go ahead and put them in all caps so I know it's a question or comment for me. Thank you, BB. That's a beautiful sentiment. Thank you so much. And I know, no offense, it's not just me trying to pat myself on the back, but I know and understand that there are people that really truly do enjoy and get into the CW Chanter thing. I'm honored by that. I'm blessed by that. I don't think it's healthy if I were to allow it to be any sort of obligation or pressure, but it is something to cherish and to have value in. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it's probably good and healthy for me to be reminded every once in a while, as I was. It was beautiful. Like on Twitter, I was when I say I was out of touch, I was out of touch. Like I was tweeting less. I was commenting to people. People were sending me Skype messages or Twitter texts, DMs, or even real time text messages for people who were in the phone loop with me. And I'd get a text and I would respond as if it was Pony Express. You send me a text on Tuesday, 2 Tuesdays from now, I'm getting back to you with, so sorry I haven't responded. I'll respond shortly once I get a little energy together. You know what I mean?
Hey, wait, Chanter. I know you're out of energy, but I got a question. I've never seen Angela 22 with no face, but I'm wondering if that's Angela Power Disney. She says, I really liked you when you just exposed the new age bullshit. Go ahead.
I mean, I've just been out to lunch. So, you know what I mean? So it's beautiful, you know what I mean? And I want to keep things going. And, I'm also aware of the fact that, you know what I mean, that they're, for what it's worth, to keep the space going in the community, to keep this energy going into the community, I think is good. And I think we've had, good effect on things. Calling BS, making sure that thoughts and ideas are examined and talked about, come interpersonal strife or conflict resulting from these discussions or no. But just the notion of the unexamined life not being worth living, and therefore, not taking everything on faith and just giving everything credit and credence, but looking in and asking ourselves some serious questions. We who are interested in this unserious world of esoteric mysticism and
You better
astral
take it
travels amongst the
serious.
aliens. We who, despite being drawn to these spiritual traditions, have airs and ideas regarding, logic and reason that make us play this strange game of half in, half out of the blue.
You mean liar, liar, pants on fire, lukewarm, slime ball? Hey, seriously, Out of Mind says, it's not a dislike for me. I love the concept of Discord, but my PC did not. Messed with startup and then kept crashing. Right, because you guys had filthy, dirty, nudity, and sexual themes, and they busted you when you guys tried to pull me in. No wonder Chanter shut down. Okay, now real quick, I did want to bring up the point that AJ Cap says, F YouTube, F the community. Omar says Britney Spears, Sally Struthers' daughter, with a big smile. Well, because Britney Spears looks like she's 100 pounds again, because they did the biometrics bullshit. She didn't lose all that weight and look like she's 18 again. Give me a break. Now, real quick, I know it's true over there, but we got this gal. Out of Mind says, same Angela 22. Yeah, they want him to go back to New Age bullshit. New Age is a crock of shit. This is old as no time, fools. What else was it I saw her? It's alright. We'll find her.
Interesting stuff. So, Britney Spears, Sally Struthers' daughter. First time I'm hearing that conspiracy theory. What are you looking forward to in the new year, CW? I'm looking forward to. I have not, David. David, I gotta give you. David asks if David likes a friend. Asks a very important, pertinent question. CW, I sent you files on transcendental meditation a year ago. Get around to listening to those? No, I haven't.
Nope.
I love it that people share things with me. But at this point, I honestly feel like telling people, like, if I didn't come across it organically, like if it was sent to me,
Right, he has no
it's never
interest.
gonna happen. I shouldn't say that. I want to make it happen. I'm interested in experiencing what people
Liar.
are interested in sharing with me. Don't get me wrong. It's just that the way that I live my life and the way that I interact with media,
Sup,
it's one
guy,
area in
says
my
me,
life
Archie,
where, well, there's
you
very few
meathead.
areas in my life that are very appointment or schedule oriented or very regular. You know, there's some people whose lives are defined by a high amount of regularity. They wake up at a certain time, they eat a certain meal, they engage in a particular exercise protocol or sadhana or whatever the case may be. They do this, they do this, they do this, they eat lunch around this time, they take a siesta, and then they wake up and then they'll watch a half hour of this or that or the other thing, and then they go to read a book and then go to bed. Very regular, and they do these things on a very regular basis. So if they're book lovers, they find that they read X amount of books in a year. Or if they're, you know, movie
Affluent for
buffs, they
you
find
says
themselves
test
taking in X amount of
tease.
cinema a year. Or et cetera, et cetera. Computer person, they're
Now they're all
X amount of
talking about
programming. Whatever the
transcendental
case may be, whatever
meditation.
floats that individual's
Brandon
particular boat.
Young's girlfriend's
My
parents
life
teach it.
is just so unregulated and unregulated. And I don't think that's necessarily a good thing. I think regulation would be a good thing to temper my existence with, at least just the attempt.
It's called a
to
lifestyle
integrate a little
regime.
bit of it.
Brandon says, honestly, though, Charles, you'd never guess it. What are we never guessing? You're a shill, Brandon? And then David Lux calls it Commonwealth chanting. It was Commonwealth, not wealth. Tag it. And Affluent for you says, we train the AI, CW. AJ Cap wants him to let it go as he's flipping us off with his middle finger. He's saying, fuck this. I bet he is. Angela 22 says UG Christian Murray said it was all a waste of time anyway.
So to be honest, what ends up happening to me is that, and this is not me trying to kvetch or complain about this, it's a beautiful thing.
Really?
People will often reach out to me, CW Chanter, I saw your channel, I saw this, that, the other thing, and they'll want to send me things.
But you don't return their messages.
Interactions with various people online.
What do they want to send you?
I feel that I know well, some of whom I'm very happy to get to be getting to know better. And
Gating to know.
just, you know, momentary strangers whose communications with me might indicate that while I
You're
get
just so
something out of the fact
popular,
that this
everybody
person felt the need
contacts
to
you and
wanna
you get off
contact
on it.
me, I find
Right.
myself questioning, you know, what I can do for them.
Not a damn
you know,
thing.
I mean, there's people constantly reach out
You
to
can't
me,
even
like,
take
you know,
care
I
of
know
your
you don't
own
believe in
self.
aliens, but if you were to just speak to me for 30 minutes or give me 45 minutes of your time, I could prove anything, you know, or prove this or prove that, or prove
You
the
think.
other thing about the
Mr.
existence
Lawyer.
of the underground bases at Dolce or whatever the case. Pick something. Roswell, Area 51, alien consciousness, you know, life after death, whatever the case may be. And in the very beginning of my channel, when, you know, we had more time and I was very interested in growing things and figuring out how to make connections and enjoying making connections, um, and all that stuff. I went through that experience of encountering people like that and actually having the conversations with strangers, you know, online, you know, via Skype or via Google Hangout, and trying, you know, them trying to teach me this, that, the other thing. And, you know, sometimes it would lead to an interesting experience. More often than not, it was a very uncomfortable experience of being like, well, now here I am, 45 minutes later, and this person is asking me to affirm
AJ Cap
that,
says there's
they've
never
totally changed
been
my mind when it
alien
comes to the
contact here.
legitimacy of the Andrew Bashago testimonials, or whatever the case may be. And oftentimes very harrowing, because these individuals would be fractured. Like I've had people contact me who've sent me long emails or diatribes or text after text after text, where I thought to myself, this person has an organic mental health issue, and I don't know. I don't.
Wait, you want to talk about organic health issues? Okay. Ben Mack says, okay, real life calling. Damn. Enjoy your stream, and says peace. Then Tony Mack says, I am saying this with respect and concern, CW. If you have relapsed and or are dealing with mental health issues or whatever you're going through by yourself, you may need professional help. Tag it Tony Mack. That's exactly what he needs. And then he attacks others. Like me. And I'm so tired of him broadcasting and mocking people's sincere work.
I have the training. I don't have the understanding to strike this balance between compassion and the self-interest, to be protective of my own time, to tell this person, I don't want to talk to you anymore. Like, I don't have time to repeat this conversation or to keep on coming back or engage in these activities, whatever the case may be. So, to the original point, or one of the original points that have come along the timeline of this video from beginning to middle to now,
Mario, he brings up Jesus.
There are reasons why people send me things. And there are reasons why people know that X, Y, or Z will have value to me.
Right, they're sending you all the intel.
But it's just one of those things, like, you know, you can tell somebody you can recommend a film, you can recommend a movie from the superficial like that, or a book or a text or something. If the person doesn't feel organic, if it's not part of my organic thing, like when it comes to people sending me like lectures or YouTube clips, you know, I say to them, like, my subscription feed and my suggestion list from YouTube sometimes goes through dry periods, but for the most part, you know what I mean, I wake up in the morning not faced with the notion of gee, it's going to be so tough to find things to watch today or to experience today or to research today. Rather, it's the notion of needing to maintain a level of self-control where you realize and say to yourself things like, I'm not going to be able to consume all of this. I'm not going to be able to.
Your body says different.
Infraction that Sticks Hexenhammer 666 makes against logic, reason, and facts. I'll be here all day. And I don't have all day to do these things. So when it comes time to me having those moments in time where I can watch a YouTube video, where I'm not pre-obligated.
Now, Reemsey was given a recommendation.
My work life.
Hang on. Hang on, this is serious. This is holistic stylist business. Charles Williamson says aspirin, mint tea, and a hot knife, Reemps, will work. That's to get that wart off his heel. But Reemps says, I've already swallowed the hot knife. I think that it is why my stomach hurts. And Brandon is leaving for California tomorrow, but he's really sick. Sounds like that thing all those sick people on the airplane story. Ridiculous. Anything else, Suze? Oh, yeah. Chanter's not a professor, he's a lawyer.
Family life demands that when I finally have those moments, the notion that I'm going to be able to use those moments like an academic, going into the library of chronological submissions that people have made to me on Skype or Twitter,
You'd have to be fair,
or
right? Do
email
it
or
in
whatever the case may
chronological
be,
order.
and start wading through all of this data that someone has recommended to me. God bless them.
Uh-huh.
But
The atheist says.
I haven't chosen for myself for that day. The way that I work and the
Tell
way that I
us.
live is based on chasing
Rainbows.
the vibe, chasing the maximization of the moment, of making sure, not making sure studiously in a work-like way, but in an organic way of allowing my interests to find the next experience, to lead me to throwing on this particular record or that particular record, or going off on a trip and binge watching Ivan Teller like some people would binge watch Friends. Do you know what I mean? That when the moment comes to taking information in or data in, I just follow my nose. And this guy, that guy, and the other guy, though I love you as human beings, and though I think that there's legitimate reasons why you're making the recommendations that you're making, you're not my nose. So
You're not my
the
nose.
reason this
Hey, you
video
guys are
goes,
lucky. His nose is
dedicate
full of
8
worms
minutes to
and
watch this video,
parasites.
8 minutes to watch- Fuck that shit. I got that 8 minutes wants to be spent on something else for me. And if I want, and believe you me, people have sent me shit where I've been like, holy crap, I'm going to check that out immediately when I do. It's very rare. It's very rare. For the most part, I tell people, I've told people all the time, people know me, that I've said to people, like, you might as well not send me any more clips or YouTube videos. I'm just not going to watch them. And it's not that I'm saying to you, F you, I'm not going to watch them. Take it personal. I'm not going to watch them. It's more like, let's just, you know what I mean? Let's just be aware of who I am and who you are. Let's be aware and honor the fact that stagnation is something to be avoided, but not all change is progress. And people can change a little, but also people need to accept people for who they are, right? So, and you also have to strike a balance. So when it comes to, and believe you me, none of this tirade should be taken personal by any party at all. There's value if we think about this discussion objectively rather than being tied to any particular comment or discourse upon any recommendation. People, David, you send me clips. I would love to check them out. I'm telling you why I haven't, because it's not a purposeful I haven't. It's that it doesn't occur to me to in my life, right, with work and all the work shit I gotta do. There's so many things that I do because I have to do them, and it's strenuous to me. I am not organically made for valiant attempts at knocking things off the to-do list. Let's just say it that way. I fulfill all my obligations at work with a begrudging reluctance that it's an eternal fight to make myself do that next form letter, to make myself do that next phone call. It's something that I have to do. So when it comes to those areas of personal aggrandizement or personal study. There are so many things
How many?
that are on my to-do list that I've put on my to-do list and my to-watch list. The notion that I'm going to get to anything that anybody else has recommended, especially if it's not something wait, so you check this out. So here goes. But you have no problem recommending people live 20 years in the past. Well, um, this is like saying, when's Einstein going to shut up and spend some time paying attention to the achievements of other scientists?
Well,
I'm sure he does, and I do too. I'm just saying,
Einstein says it's a
like
bushcraft
people's
knife.
choice to follow my recommendations is not an
It was
obligation
really
for me to follow
Charles.
recommendations of any other party. And
Speaking for
especially, it's
Ray.
like, look, it's like if you were to come up to me and say to me, "Hey, dude, man, I keep on inviting you to my art exhibition, and you just never show," and I finally turn to you and say, "Hey, you might not catch on to this, have caught on to this fact because since Corey Hart's hit song, wearing your sunglasses at night is fashionable. I'm actually blind, so I'm not going to go to your art exhibition if you don't mind, just because it's not for me. If you decide to start working in experimental music, or if there's a sonic dimension, or if you've got some sort of poetry reading you want me to attend, I'm there. But as far as your art exhibition, unless it's like some sort of
David Lux says you print your own religion, and lately you have people living in the past. How did I pause? I didn't pause it. What the hell happened? I didn't pause nothing. But it says I did, but he's still squawking. How the hell did I pause? Mini player, theater mode, play on TV, full screen. Are you closed captioned? No. It puts up the words though. Wow. It says in things that they take on the patina personal where I tried to avoid that of where it didn't seem healthy. I would just rather move on. This is what I mean. So, this is the truth. So these things I mean, baby, being conspired and taking things in different directions. You better shuffle. They're on you. And it says true, and also here's the other thing. I'll give you force feedback. Here's the deal. A lot of times people's conception of themselves is different than who they actually are like. If it is, they were to put down on paper, if I were to put down on paper who I am as a person, there might be, I'm being truthful with myself. You depend on how truthful. You might have some real dirt. You might have some real big shadows. But you're going to go water on them, and this is the time the other things oftentimes, no offense, list of people make for themselves and who they think they are as a person, and what other people would say to them about who they are as a person. There's a difference, there's a difference. I disagree, Chanter. So I, at one point, early when I first started meeting people, making connections, there was a palpable, it felt like almost schizophrenia to some of my videos, because there was this internal energy or desire to be perfectly understood to all observers. So there are people that come to the CW Chanter channel for the rational debunking of esoteric, new age personalities. Okay, they're those people, and then there's the people that learn to this, and there's just people into the lulls, the randos, and there's the people that are tuned in because they're insulted. They're waiting for me to fall on my face for having the audacity of saying the Philadelphia experiment was a lock, or whatever, LARP, or whatever the case may be, and so on. You meet people and they would give you exchanges. You can see feedback in the live chat. You get to know people. You get to know certain personalities. Like I said, there were times when it was like I would want to talk about something esoteric, like Satanism. And I'd want to do it in a way that there'd be this kind of thing. If I'm gonna say, Reamsey, back burner through the back channel, hinting at this or that using suggestions, or I hope that this person would get it. You understand what I mean? I'm dealing with these concepts, yeah, as mythology, and trying to not offend anybody, or trying to make sure I wasn't understood to all people, and trying to pitch the conversation. It's like trying to make 10 or 20 sales calls all at once. A salesperson evolved them. One-on-one experiences with individual customers, has a stated goal, an own goal in their head they want to make for sale. And to make that sale, they can either specialize and have a sales pitch and they just run rote over and over again to as many people as possible. Some it hits, with some it doesn't. And what hits, you get fantastic. The ones that fall wayside, you can't chase them. Dates, it's not too much time and effort. And there's other people who are we're going to customize their sales pitch and their approach for each individual customer. This guy doesn't need to be rushed. If I rush this guy, no sale. So even though this other guy paid this or that, salesperson passed on because it's, no, there's gold in them hills. I can make the sale. But he can't know that I need to make the sale. This is going to queer the deal. And et cetera, et cetera. So, extrapolating back to the main point there, were times when I would try to make everybody happy and then, try to service everybody like a good waiter / owner of a particular restaurant, trying to take care of and address 25 tables at once. Oh, I did it when I ran the hair emporium. Yeah, you're going to give them all your personal knowledge and hand-holding, and there's not enough time in the day. Just too many people, so it's like when I see things, I go off on the verge. You can try that approach, David. I don't know. I would suggest a different approach. It's no big deal. It's something else. Look, David, I'll eventually come. Eventually. I'll see them. Do me, in theory. I'm not mad at you. I thought, David, I'm not mad at you. I thought you were mad at me, David. I love David. I love David a lot, like me. He's the things that he knows, and so convinced that everyone else should know them too. I'm saying that it's like me, so it is what is all beautiful. One day I'll see them in theory, and if not, and if I predecease you, David, you may have my permission to sneak it into the mausoleum, stick Walkman headphones on my corpse, and play the tapes for me honestly. And I don't say that in all honesty, this is that assault. This is an oral contract. You can feel free to do it. Play it at my funeral. Might just have just as much value. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have value. I'm just explaining why there's so much work obligations that I have the notion that when it comes to me being able to have the time to watch a YouTube video or read a book, the notion I'm going to read anybody else's recommendation, either the list of shit that I've recommended to myself, it's not going to happen. And he laughs. Whoa, wait, who? Who never pays me in treat is the old ream seesaw seat of chapter maybe watch my new video with Omni Heiress about the shocking Unirock scandal your wives camp council leaves me. While true story, remember the whole thing like I'm gonna nuke this channel, fuck it up, and I mean turn this thing off. I don't need to be on live anymore. It was because I was feeling depressed and dejected. I filmed the press lately, dejected and out of sorts. So I'm coming back and I'm going to make this YouTube video today. That weirdo we're experienced in real time, and I just know you know this so I don't get the point where I tweet out the YouTube link for the YouTube. I go, YouTube because share, sweater, blah, blah, blah. So I'm just going to go to YouTube, kind of whatever I see. I see a Unirock uprising by Ramsey. And I'm like, Ramsey's already been moved. on, and I've been away from YouTube so long. Remy, see, once a friend of a mutual fan of each other, so close now, he's making videos about Union Rack. That'd be Uni Rock. Or Union Rack, fuck. He says, fuck you, don't you know? I mean, no one's got any loyalty. Huh, I do. Like, you know, he's like, I was like crazy. I don't think so. Well, in case anyone's curious, like, you know what I mean, these ads, watch my card is, who's in George Carlin's once famously said these are thoughts they kept me out of a good school. So whatever, so I had no idea that there was a controversy. I thought it was just like, you know, being pro, like, you know, rock. By the way, there's no shocking scandal. I'm trying to clickbait CW, damn it. Fuck me, you don't mean this. This is why you don't pay a lot of chat, man, for anything. Oh my God. Jesus Christ. Oh, shocking scandal. Uni. Ain't Reef sees Faith anymore? Why not? He's looking at the chat. There you go, beautiful. His eyebrows are going away. He's getting alopecia areata, baldness and spots. He's losing his eyebrows. The worms are eating him. Tony Mack says, get the fuck out of your own head. Hey, man, I've been trying. Find that exit door, time travel, then it seems to do the trick. Forgets the right, next, what is thing? Oh, right, wants to know what the big thing CW found interesting in 2018. Oh, Unis has called for an uprising on, you know, I think I thought, I owe. I think he fell off the wagon. Okay, so I remember seeing called for an uprising, that not seen him and he watched it, but seeing that it was the one of the things. The thing with Unirock that I like, but I don't like, is this notion of I got a sense against him personally. But it's this whole notion of, he represents to me, you know, the YouTube madness alike, you know, constantly being on. Like you, Chanter, and constantly talking about things like, you know, flat earth, it's been debunked. I mean, you don't mean I feel like, okay, you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So all these things are going to fall into disarray? Or people end up putting their foot wrong with the audience? You know what I see? I mean, it happens. I'll check out the video ring. So y'all check out the video so you can see what it was all about. But we'll see what it is, so you go there. And it's interesting, yeah, be careful the decisions you're making, the company you keep. Yeah, so David points out the fact, because it's shoes. I just wasn't into the time regression thing that much. I've been waiting for you to work through. That's interesting. So, yeah, so. And with that, we're at 51:34. The video is an hour 20, and we did 30 minutes in the beginning. So I'm going to say we are really, really close. You ought to see his fat ass. He's got his back to everybody blowing his nose. Ugh. And wiping it on his beard. Gross. Ew. And it's hanging out of his nose. So, okay, time traveling, good for me, and he's wiping it. And they may, in some cases, since explain that weird energy I've been talking about of wanting to make a few YouTube videos. But if you were disconnected from the making, the YouTube video experience, getting to a point where I felt comfortable making the video or never making a video again, the time travel thing it was what it was. But in, you know, like an activity, any work, and any he dedicated working is gonna to have, if it's truly successful, it's gonna have vibrations and lessons. Unintended, of course. new things, unexpected things that you didn't know you were looking for, but you found anyway. Uh-huh. No wonder you're so distraught. One of your eyes has lost all its coloring. It's the left eye. It's the infected eye. I mean, both are infected, so is your nose, but... Oh, heretofore not having approached things on that time travel tip, but knowing and understanding that it was something that I was doing personally, and I was interested in, for all the reasons we explored and talked about personally, you mean behind the scenes, that I decided to do it, publicly, even though it might cost viewers. Because longtime fans to be like, what is this? Or I plenty of people said I want to see that weekend get back to the old CW Chanter stuff. And then he's talking about the Beatles. And I know that this was already recorded. Okay, good, Suze. Let's stop that. I know you guys can't hear it because somehow I silenced it. And let's see if there's anything else to be said on this stupid live stream. Robin is so far out of the loop, she needs to keep up. Omar says collective hiver. How about Anthropos Modeling Agency, Brandon wants to know. Omar says Ivan's a telepath. Brandon thinks it's funny that she learned to live stream. Well, I've been doing it since 2015. But that was on my first show of the new year of 2019. So that means a few jackasses actually watched it like Brandon Young. Okay. And his ass was so stupid. He thought that was recently instead of 2015, or he's misrepresenting. Who knows? He's a lawyer. It could be either. Now, Mario Heat laughs and says, you don't know who. You don't know, don't act like you do. Pose for the Kamata naked who. Franco wants to know about, has Chanter done a commentary on the apocryphal Gospels? The bases in Texas have gone wild, says Mario Heat. Anything else? Eddie says Joe's super smart. Yeah, right. We had Joe on the first day's events, too. Joe from the Carolinas. Mr. Punk Rock Band. Oh, everybody hit that like button. And Robin says, welcome back to your groove, CW Chanter. And with that, I've had enough. Now here's what's funny, is when somebody messes with my live stream, and of course we've been froze screen for some time now, but when I hit the X, it just spins, and it makes me think I lose the video, but I don't. It just takes longer for it to upload. So, here we are at the end. 208 minutes, 47 seconds, 2:43 a.m. Central Standard Time. And with that, I'll say see you tomorrow, or today. Bye-bye.